And we are live. We are live. Welcome to Red Cup Rants. I'm your host Dre, and I got my BFF Ladonna. I got her husband Boom, and I got the asshole boss right here, Mike. How everybody doing right now? How
Man,
y'all doing?
We good.
I'm good. I'm not here. I'm not here to do anything. I just want to say something, okay?
Mike is
That's
like the
all I want to
principal.
see.
Mike is like the principal. We all the students in class, and he come
Right.
in there. He makes sure everybody's good before he walks out of class, and then we start cutting up again.
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
Oh, you gonna throw the?
he
I'm start
he the
cutting up
principal.
again,
He
part.
coming in with that he coming with that ruler and everything, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Mike,
Hey, but
before we
hey,
introduce our
man,
special
I
guest,
just
I'm gonna let Mike speak. Go ahead, Principal
hey,
Linton.
I'm hey, I just wanted to say this, man. This is something. Now I just appreciate everybody for their continued support of just not just Red Cup Rants, whether you watch it here on Matt Mike Sports, as well as Strictly Prohibited Network. I actually prefer to you guys to watch it on Strictly Prohibited Network. We're currently at 185, so our newest goal is to hit 200 by the end of this month. To be honest, a lot sooner than that. To be honest, but I want to thank everybody for helping me finally get 4,000 subscribers because I'm gonna just be real. Um, this has probably been the toughest number to obtain um, for myself, to be honest, man. Because like even like there's no sports to talk about, and just to see numbers. I'm big on numbers. I'm big on just everything going the right way. Everybody in here know it. That's why they call me an asshole because I'm real big on that. So this has been a trying month for myself personally because I'm a workaholic. I'm just gonna be real with it. But I am also human. So just to see 4,000, it's a huge accomplishment, man. Because we've worked so freaking hard. Okay, this is in Mad Mike Sports. The channel, my channel, may be called Mad Mike Sports, but I couldn't do it without Ladonna. She's the one who actually got me into doing this for the most part. She gave me an opportunity. Dre hit me up and said, "Mike, I ain't doing this shit without you. I'm not doing this shit without you." And Dre, he sent me on a journey to help me get to this point. So I would just want to thank you guys, LaDonna and Dre, man. I love y'all, man. That's some real shit. Boom, you alright. But LaDonna, I really, really, really love LaDonna and Dre, man. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna get my ass up off here. Okay, get my head ass up off here.
I
I'm
don't do that.
gone. And please, look,
Okay?
hey,
I'm gonna have,
I was
one
just
day
waiting
you're
for
gonna ask
him
me
to
for something. One day you're gonna ask me for something. I'm gonna be like, you remember that time? Mm-hmm. So,
Hey, boo, I love you, dog. I love you, man. I love you, man. I love you, man. All right, man. But seriously, man, I appreciate everybody, man. I really do appreciate y'all. But with that said, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man, because Ladonna need to get this show started, and I've talked long enough. Dre, Boom, Ladonna, Chris, stay tuned for the new, the guest that we have today. But I'm out of here, man. Bye, peace, adios, adios. I'm
All
gone.
Can't.
right.
Peace.
Marcy's
Leave
still
the
Principal
here.
prayer. Come on,
The
leave.
Principal.
principal's still here.
Bye.
Yeah, is the
Bye.
principal still
Bye.
here? I'm ready to throw. I'm ready to throw my pencils up in the ceiling real quick. You know what I'm saying? While he leave. But that was our principal. Mike. He pretty much said how we all feel. We just trying to make sure this take off. But without further ado, we do have a special guest tonight. He's the owner of Mixology Gaming. I've been watching them. They two things that guys like to do when they have a long hard day: drink and play video games. So without further ado, I want to introduce my man. Uh, he's a hater of all my teams that I cheer for. Mr. Chris Davis. Hey, you there, bro? What's going on, man?
I see why you had to do that.
See, now I'm gonna have to come for you all so long. I'm coming for everything Atlanta just for you.
Well, hey, look, we couldn't have it any other way, man. Because I know the last time we talked, profusely we talked, you was hating on my dogs during that Rose Bowl game, man. You was giving me hell about that game, man.
I was because I didn't believe, and we'll talk. If given the opportunity, I'll just say that Georgia again is in that show me phase, man. Because again, every year high expectations. They always deliver in the regular season. When it comes down to bowl season, show me what you got.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But we proved it to you, even though, we kind of fell flat in the national championship game, and you kind of gave me hell for that, man. But enough about all that, man. I don't want to bring up old wounds, man. Hey, tell everybody about your, let everybody know about Mixology Gaming. I've been following it. It's been some good content. I know y'all had a Street Fighter tournament this past weekend, man. So let everybody know about Mixology Gaming, man. What it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. So first thing first, man, I love the acknowledgement. There's something to be said about when individuals come together to build something together and achieve and reach milestones. So congratulations on your milestones, and I do hope and pray that you guys continue to reach higher levels for sure. Mixology gaming is all about exactly what it sounds like. It's mixing drinks and playing video games together. The purpose of the channel is to show people that you don't have to be a chemist, you don't have to be a mixologist expert. You just gotta have the will and the desire to not waste your money when you buy alcohol. I think the number one thing that people do is they just pour, and waste. And when you play video games, 9 times out of 10, you're pouring, and wasting. So I decided to make a channel and really showcase my art, my skill, the things that I learned. I didn't start drinking until I was 26, literally. And every bottle of alcohol I've ever bought, man, is top shelf stuff, and it's all about portions. It's all about making sure that you don't waste your stuff. And just like video games, man, you get into a groove, you get into a mood, you play with your crew. You either got water, beer, or something else. And I
Right.
see that something else. So we've created something creative, and people are digging it. We had got a major boom of viewers recently. We had the Street Fighter tournament, which I got to round two, and unfortunately took another early exit. But we had a good time. We had a good time.
Good deal, man. Good deal, man. Like I said, I've been watching ever since you sent me the invite to follow. It's some good content. I don't drink no more, but the drinks that you do put on there, man, it piques my interest a little bit, man. So, like I said, I'm always supporting people that I'm cool with. Hey, I'm like you. I just want to see, people succeed and stuff like that. So, but without going on, I know you're in the video game business, but I know you want to talk some sports, man. Let's talk about these NBA playoffs, man.
I wanted to ask Chris something. Are you
Go.
just on Facebook or on YouTube too?
So we're on Facebook Gaming. Facebook Gaming just started blowing up towards the mid parts of 2020,
Okay.
and we have jumped on Facebook Gaming, and we're trying to take it on by storm, man. Switch is just not the way to go. And we are going to be having a 2K tournament once 2K21 comes out. Shout out to the Mamba, my favorite player of all time. So we're going to do a tournament for him, and we're also going to do a Madden tournament as well. The details should be following in the next couple of weeks.
Definitely, man. Definitely, man. I need to get my skills up, man. I might join in, man. So let me work on my skills so I can jump on that.
Is it
All skills are required, man.
all the games that you guys play tournaments? Is it specific to console or PC?
Say that one more time. I didn't understand your question.
Is it just on console like PS4 or Xbox or
Oh
PC?
yeah. So right now we're on PS4. So I actually work with a video game company called Senpai Tournament here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And because of COVID-19, we had some very good things planned for some children out here in the Ypsilanti Ann Arbor market, where we were going to teach them the fundamentals of teamwork through online gaming. And we were on all consoles, PC, Xbox, Switch. We own them all. But due to a lot of the servers that are out there, PlayStation 4 seems to be the one that holds serve right now. until we can establish a better connection with different games and different consoles. We're going to stick to a lot of the games that have cross compatibility, like Street Fighter, Call of Duty, which will be coming soon momentarily, Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. So a lot of games that you can do cross play with, we are actively pursuing at this time.
Okay.
Okay. So, Chris, question. I know you. I know you was in the radio business, kind of like what we're doing. What made you kind of switch over to do the whole mixology game, and what kind of made you kind of
You
drift
know,
towards
good
that
question.
outlet?
Good question, brother. Yeah, good question, man. So I've been doing podcasting for about 11 years. My achievement was FT Sports Podcast, and Talk Sports, and we were doing very good. We were doing very, very good. But what occurred was everything outside. All of my guys moved. They moved to various states because of their careers. And my career has always been in the radio, television aspect, as well as sales and other things just to pay the bills. But I never stopped my passion for sports, man. I'm still in it. I still participate with the team on Thursday nights. We still talk heavy sports all the time. But I needed to make the change. And to be quite honest with you, my son is passionate about streaming. So I think training, and we talk all the time, man. I think the best way to show your kids how to do things is to do it yourself and to teach yourself. I've always wanted to be a streamer. He sees me streaming, so he actually will be streaming with me coming up, and he's going to be the mixologist junior as we make some non-cocktail versions of the drinks as well. So I never lost the passion of sports, man. I'm still here. I just listen to everybody on the sideline, and when my number is called, I bring my A game on any and everybody show I jump on.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to invite you. But I do have one more question before we jump into these NBA playoffs. What advice would you give to somebody, like you have a son, I have a son, and my son is very much into he wants to stream eventually. What advice can you give to somebody who wants to start streaming in that capacity like you're doing?
Good question. I think the number one thing that I think people need to know, especially at a young age, is that at a young age, the things that you learn outside of the video game world, the things you learn in the classroom, whether you're in sports, you hear your old man or old lady yelling at you about washing the dishes or drinking water. That is discipline, and it's to teach you the fundamentals that you need to get through life. And once you get to that age where streaming becomes a thing where you can do it, I think that discipline carries over. So if you're into sports, if you're into what you guys do, for instance, keep winning, keep battling. You're going to do shows, and I'm pretty sure you guys can say this. After your first show, the number of people that was there for the first show didn't show up the second show, or the third one, or the fourth one. Every time you
Right.
talk to yourself, but that's to be expected. And you never let go of the passion because somebody will be listening to it later where you'll get that boom. So I think for your son, my son, for adults, doesn't matter. You're never too old, you're never too young, but discipline has a shape, has a size, and you need to make sure you have the biggest shape and size in the world in order to be successful.
I feel you. I feel you, man. And like I said, we had our talks, we had our debates. So when I was looking for guests to come on my show, I was like, I got to call him at least because I know he's gonna have an opinion about a lot of things. So um, let's get into it, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've been keeping an eye on these NBA playoffs, man. It's been a lot of great performances, from a couple players. What is your pulse on the NBA playoffs, and what do you think so far with the restart?
First of all, the restart has been phenomenal. I think that the restart has been the best thing that sports has ever had. That's probably the college playoff um, um, uh, brackets that came out when it first was inducted into our lives. I love the restart. I think that I really believe that the Pelicans had an opportunity. They dropped the ball. I do not believe that firing Alvin Gentry was the best thing. I think that they were firing on all cylinders before the restart. I think Phoenix got a bum rap, but you know what? That comes with the territory. It doesn't show anything else great. It shows that the regular season does matter. Because if Phoenix would have played as well as they did when they entered this bubble, we'll be talking about Phoenix as a seventh seed. I mean, if you put it into perspective, OKC should not be playing in the playoffs at this time. Not at all. They did wholesale when they got rid of Russell, when they got Chris Paul. I mean, no one on this panel could have told me that OKC was going to make the playoffs. And the fact that they're in it in the fifth seed tells me otherwise. So I think that the playoffs, the way that it's formatted, is beautiful. I think that they'll be playing, I believe, back to back, not back to back, every other day to keep it
Hmm.
moving.
Yeah.
I love the matchups right now. I'm completely stunned that Orlando beat Milwaukee, but I'm not shocked because again, Orlando did this last year. They won the first game and then lost the next four against Toronto.
Hmm.
Brooklyn won a game and then they lost the rest of their games. So I'm not shocked by anything. I will be shocked if Portland can pull it off. I think that they will. The shock factor won't be as heavy as it was when Golden State beat Dallas, one versus eight. But I think that if Portland can pull it off and win Game One, I think that everybody is going to put the Lakers on high alert that they can be beat and they will not make it to the finals just off that
Right.
one game.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know. I know you're on the move. You're on the road. I know you're going. You got business to take care of. What did you think about the Magic beating the Bucks today? Are you surprised, or you just like it happens? One of those it happens type things.
I'm surprised about which one again?
The Bucks losing to the Magic.
Oh no, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It kind of took me aback in the third quarter when they're up, I think, 14 or 17 points. I forget what the spread was at that moment. It shocked me that Milwaukee came out as flat as they did. The odds-on favorite right now is that Milwaukee will win the finals. The odds-on favorite in the West is that the Clippers will win the finals. Um, but I'm stunned that Milwaukee came out as flat as they did. I thought Antetokounmpo would have played better.
Hmm.
I think that Orlando again played team, man. I mean that seems to be the buzzword for tonight. Team, team, team. It shows again that at any given moment you can be beat. And if you give momentum to a team that has confidence like Orlando does, um, you in for a series. So will Orlando sprint to the pressure like they did against Toronto last year? Because keep in mind, they did beat Toronto in game one. Or will they rise up and learn from their mistakes last year and try to take it to Milwaukee and try to take it to anything can go because we're on neutral ground. So anything possible.
That's true. That's true. So with what series in the playoffs? What bold prediction you have? Do you see any upsets as far as teams upsetting the team higher seed teams? What is your what prediction do you have as far as the playoffs? Do you see anybody coming out that somebody else will say, "Oh, I don't see that coming"? Do you see anything, or is it gonna be pretty much status quo as far
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah. I would have said if you would have given me Kyrie, I would have picked Brooklyn over. Um, gosh, who's Brooklyn playing right now? Toronto.
Toronto?
I would
Toronto
have.
Rep.
Yeah, I would have given you. I would have given you that if Kyrie was playing. Um, I will say that an upset would be the 76ers over Boston. And I know it's not the easiest pick because everybody and their mom is saying Portland over LA. That will be an upset. How can it be an upset when Portland's playing some of the best basketball they played all season? They're 6-2 in the bubble. Their defense is the worst. But LA hasn't shown that they can defend the three ball. They have no answers to the backcourt that is CJ and game time. So give me a reason why Portland can't beat LA. The reason why I think 76ers would be more of an upset is because the expectation for Boston is Eastern Conference Finals. The expectations for the 76ers is a first round knockout because they don't play together. They're not in sync. Joel Embiid, I'll just tell you right now, I think he's the most overrated player in the league at this current time. He took that crown from Melo the minute that Melo was out of the league. I think that again, Ben Simmons, injury prone. He doesn't shoot, so he's not a threat as a guard. If the 76ers can pull off a win against Boston, I'll be shocked. So give me that as an upset. I'm not picking them to win. But I'm telling you now, that would be the upset if the 76ers beat Boston in the first round.
Okay, okay. So my question to you is this: now with the NBA playoffs going on right now, everybody talks about Damian Lillard, and rightfully so.
That's my bold
Uh,
prediction.
Right.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. My bold prediction is
Go ahead,
Dame
Ladon.
and them. Dame and them pulling upset.
But
And
that's my question. Do they have enough firepower to beat the Lakers?
Yeah.
personally, I don't think their defense is what's
Why
scaring
not?
me. It's not their
There's the best
firepower.
3 point. There's the best 3 point shooting team right now in the bubble. If they continue to shoot at the clip that they have been shooting, if I'm not mistaken, it's either 50 or 60% in the 3 point line. If they can
Mhm.
hit their shot, give me a guard right now that's going to guard Damian Lillard for the LA Lakers. Rondo has a broken thumb. He is projected not to be in the playoffs at this point. Their best defender didn't even travel with the team. So who are you putting on that backcourt? Same question would apply. Who are you putting on Davis and LeBron? But that's a common in this question. I think that if you were to say who's going to shoot the better 3 point shot, I'm going to say Portland. Who has better free throw shooting? I'm going to say Portland. Who has everything to lose and nothing to gain? The Lakers. Who has everything to gain and nothing to lose? Portland. Portland is coming out and they're balling. They're street ballers right now. If you watch any of
Yep.
their games, you cannot take away anything fundamental that they've done. Nothing fundamental about their game. Their game is a street ball. We're gonna shoot you out the gym, and they've done that. That's the reason why they lost 2 games as well.
I agree. I agree.
I
But I
agree with
will
that.
say that I will say this though, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. We know how Damian Lillard is come playoff time. Dame time becomes lame time, and I'm not hating on him because I think Damian Lillard he's not underrated to me. He's into that elite regard. Can he shake that? If he does pull off the improbable, which is to beat the Lakers, will he shake that playoff demon uh, coattail that's been plaguing him the whole time he's been in the league? Because everybody knows, because he saw what happened when he went against Golden State. He didn't play well. You saw what happened when he played. He played. I think he played Golden State a couple times, and I think he played. I think he went to the second round with either the Clippers or the Rockets, and he didn't do well.
He played the Spurs. He played.
And the Spurs as well, and he didn't
Yeah.
do well.
Yep.
So what does Dame need to do to shake off this playoff ghost? Supposed to say that he has to be considered a complete player because right now his track record in the playoffs is not that good.
So, that's a good question. I'm gonna answer your question with a question if I could do that. When
Okay.
LeBron James, and please, anyone listening to this right now, I am not saying that Damian Lillard is LeBron James. I am not saying it whatsoever. I'm using what happened to LeBron early to compare Dame. In
Hmm.
LeBron's time in Cleveland, the knock on LeBron was that he had no help. Earlier parts in Damian Lillard's career in the playoffs, although he had the pieces, he had Batum, he had Aldridge, he had pieces. Either they were injured or they didn't do their part, which required him to do more. When they played Golden State just recently, they did everything right up to 3 quarters. Tell me a team that was going to outshoot Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and I'll show you a proof. That wasn't going to happen. And then when
Not many. Not many.
Damian Lillard, Damian Lillard was by himself. He had no help because his guys were all injured. So, in comparison to LeBron's earlier parts, LeBron had no help. He had to do it himself. And the criticism was that LeBron could hit a clutch shot until he hit a clutch shot to beat Orlando, or at least to take one of the games from Orlando, but he still lost. So, at the end of the day, I think Damian Lillard just needs to just play his game. Don't get too high on the moment. Don't get too low. Use your best asset. You got Carmelo Anthony. And as much as I can't stand Carmelo, Melo gives you 16, Nurkic gives you 20-20 if he can. CJ gives you 26, and you do the rest. Who's beating them? Give me someone on the Lakers that's going to give you, and don't give me Kyle Kuzma. Don't do that. Give me someone that's going to give you 24, 36, and someone else is going to give you double digit points on a consistent basis. Nobody.
That's true. That's true. So speaking in the same aspect, and then we'll move on to the other series, and then we'll go on. If LeBron James leads the Lakers to another championship, what would that put him in the echelon of the GOAT talk?
The Kobe talk? Oh, he ain't there. He ain't there yet.
No,
Great.
no. The greatest, yeah, the greatest of all time. Yeah, yeah. Well, the Kobe talk too, but the
Yeah,
greatest of all time.
he ain't there. He ain't there yet. Dre, I'll use Big Brother Little Brother scenario. Okay,
Okay.
Michigan and Michigan State, Big Brother Little Brother. All right, Georgia to
Yeah.
Florida, Big Brother Little Brother. Alabama to Auburn, Big Brother Little Brother. Kobe to LeBron, Big Brother Little Brother. Until you do what I've done, we got nothing to talk about. I don't care how great LeBron is, and he's great. He's fantastic off the court. I think he's the best. Um, I think he's the best pro athlete to use his voice outside of his sport that we've ever seen historically. And I'm talking up there with Ali and others. I think that he's the best. But when it comes to the actual game and the being played, championships mean it all. And you'll have four. Until you eclipse five, it's nothing to talk about. It's and Kobe did it with one team. So again, there's nothing to talk about. Yes, he's been an MVP. He's had all this stuff. He'll probably be another MVP of the finals if he wins it again. I get all of that. I do. For those who love LeBron, I understand. But tell me how many rings he has, and tell me how many Kobe has, and we're done.
Oh,
Nothing else to talk
That's
about.
true. That's true. That's true. That's true. I can't argue with that. So, Ladon, you got anything for you want to ask him?
no, not on that aspect because I actually kind of agree with the majority of what he said. I would say, Nikki said she needs uh Portland to win. I kind of agree. Not because of why she's agreeing. She's saying it because she's a Spurs fan and she's in her feelings. So that's
But you know
why she's
what?
saying it. But if I was a Spurs fan too, I'm not even gonna lie, I'd probably be in my feelings
But
too.
you know what? I did hear some rumors, and Chris and Ladon, you might want to maybe you can vouch for this, or maybe it's just rumors. But I do hear that the Brooklyn Nets are trying to send Greg Popovich a Hail Mary prayer to lure him from San Antonio and bring him to Brooklyn.
She would die. I'm just letting
Did
you know
y'all,
He,
right now.
you
She would
know,
die.
Chris? You heard anything about that, or is that just
I have
smoke?
they were talking about that before, Corona hit. But let me say this about that. If he goes there, good luck
Mm.
because Brooklyn is going to win based on Kyrie's inability, and hear me out, inability to lead. They do not need Popovich to come in there and try to change Kyrie. Kyrie needs to be Kyrie, and he's not a leader. Kevin Durant needs to step up and be that guy. And there's nothing wrong with Kevin Durant's game. There's nothing wrong with their coach. There's nothing wrong with the team. All they need to
Mm.
do is be healthy. Brooklyn would be a second seed right now if they were healthy. And I said second.
Mm.
I don't think they're better than Milwaukee. I don't think their defense is up there. I think Kyrie's still a liability. I think that Kevin Durant on any given day could be the best player in the world, but he's still questionable with his game on the defensive end as well. So I don't think if Greg Popovich will come, it would be a good thing at all for anybody. So he just needs to keep his ass in San Antonio or retire.
I
Yeah, I
just
think
saw.
that. Go ahead,
Oh, my
Donna.
bad. My bad. I just saw Kevin's comment saying I don't think Portland has enough. That's just my bold prediction. I'm just, it's not so much like I think it's going to happen. It's my bold prediction. I would love it to happen just for personal reasons because I don't like anything from LA. Um, but I don't think Pop is going anywhere. I think, they'll have to bury him underneath the
All I know is
government.
if Popovich does go somewhere, we gonna hear a loud fuck from Arlington. So
Yeah, I already know. Yeah, I already know. Yeah,
So
and then I do want to say Luca is a walking cheat code. I don't care what anybody
yeah, exactly.
hate him or love him. That kid is amazing. Um, I will say that in Kevin's comment. He's a walking cheat code. They just need one more piece. Do I think they'll make it, far this year? Not really, but I do think, they'll push them to their limit. If
Hmm.
Porzingis doesn't get ejected, from what I heard, um, it was horrible. I had too many sports going on, so I actually missed part of that game.
Hmm.
Uh, but I will definitely try to watch. I will definitely watch tomorrow. This was just posted. I'll read it out loud. It said, Kev just wrote stating a comment. There we go. My sleeper team is Toronto.
Yeah.
Is Toronto a really a sleeper team? That's just my question to you guys. Are they really a sleeper team, or people have just,
Well, Chris, you want to answer that question? Do you think that Toronto's a sleeper team or
Yeah,
no?
I love that question. I absolutely love that question. I don't think that they're. I think they're a sleeper team because people are disrespecting them. And I, for one, was one of them. I don't think that with I'm sorry, with Kevin Durant, the Toronto Raptors would not win that finals. I would never
Yeah,
put an
I
asterisk next to it.
I
I
I, I
don't think,
wholeheartedly agree. If it wasn't for Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant getting hurt, it would be easy work for Golden State.
yeah.
even if Clay went down, if Kevin Durant was there, it's a wrap. So I'm gonna just say that now. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you now that Toronto surprised everybody. And the fact that their defense efficiency is as high as it is right now, the fact that they just dismantled Brooklyn. Yes, Brooklyn is they're a shell of themselves. I get that. But you play to win the game, right? So
Right.
Toronto, that's why. And I would not be surprised if Toronto comes out of the East. Their defense carries their team. Their defense creates offense, and you can't say that about a lot of teams this year. But Toronto, for sure, their defense is absolutely scary, and that's the reason why I can see that. I can see that happen. I don't want it to happen, but I think it could happen.
True. 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 And then I want to go back to what my BFF said about Luca. How
Luka,
long does it take before he wins the MVP?
2 years. 2 years.
I
It's
give
too,
about
too
that.
many
Yeah.
studs
Yeah,
that
I
I
give it.
think that I like Luca, and I think that Luca is going to be the future of the NBA, or at least one of them. But it's too many studs that are already there that if they had the next push, they would be MVP. Jason Tatum, if he would have continued to play the way he did, he would have won MVP. And
Hmm.
what would debate that Luca's better than Jason Tatum? Okay, but statistically, Jason Tatum's the better player. So statistics win MVPs, and I think that if Luca continues to play that he does, he will get that. My only criticism of Luca is that I need to see it on a more consistent basis. I need to see him carry a team. Last night would have been a perfect example. I think they got a bum rap as well in that game. I think that Porzingis, if he would have stayed in, that they would have won game one.
Yeah.
But I need to see Lucas carry his team, and I need to see him do it in the playoffs. And you already know, guys, champions are defined in the playoffs, not the regular season.
That's when the lights shine the brightest.
And he was nervous. That's what, from what I'm hearing too. Even though he's been playing for a while, you still never played. The you have to conquer that demon. The NBA playoffs. It's totally different. You can't
Yeah,
expect because like this is when I really start watching it. Um, because I feel, of course, everybody says it with me. This is when they play. This is when that they go hard in the paint. This is when they actually allow you to foul a little bit. They actually
yeah,
they don't call so many tic tac fouls. Sometimes I will say sometimes, but most of the refs are very laid back. This is when you see the hustle, and since he hadn't really saw it all season, I'm not saying he didn't get the elbow or feel a bump or something, but it comes at you so much more in the playoffs. Yeah, the
Yeah.
stage is bigger, and yeah, the
Way
stage
bigger.
is
Way
way
bigger.
bigger, and he just wasn't ready for that at the beginning. But he's got game one under, and I think I don't think this is going to be cakewalk like everybody thinks it is. I do think this series is going to go to a 6 or 7 games. I don't expect them to win, but would I love for Luca and them to win? Heck yeah. But I don't. I just expect they're going to give their all.
Yeah, yeah. So with that being said, we all know LeBron's going to retire eventually. He's not going to play forever. Is Luka going to be that guy to step into that role as the face of the league?
I don't think he'll be the face. He'll be one of the
He'll
face,
be one of the face, yeah, one of the face. But he'll be, yeah,
Yeah,
but he's the next Nowitzki for the Mavericks.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, I agree with that. It's too many. There's too many all stars that are on the rise to become superstars. Jason Tatum is one of them. Like I mentioned, it's too many superstars that are overshadowed by LeBron, Kevin
Mhm.
Durant, even Steph Curry. Hell, I'll give you a guy right now. Why not make him the face of the league after maybe, or let's just say Steph goes down. Who's to say that Clay can't be that guy of the NBA? Who's to say that, Steph might regret? Who's to say he may not go back down with an ankle injury or another wrist injury or something? So there's always that injury. You're one injury away from something catastrophic happening to your team. And you're always one injury away from your time to shine. So many players have come out of the shadow of other players because of injuries. So you never know. But I don't think Luca will be the face. He's one of them for sure. But I mean, hell, we spent like 15 minutes talking about Damian Lillard, man. He not be the face of the league. I would put him over Luca every day of the week because
Yeah,
people love entertainment. And who's more entertaining, Luca or Dame? When Dame
right
gets
now.
pissed off, it's like playing just a guy on the street pages.
Right,
He'll stop the next game, and he's done it all his career.
right. So my question to you guys, Ladonna just pulled it up. Do y'all think Jimmy Butler is a superstar?
No,
He's a star, but not a
He's a
super.
star. I agree. I agree with Boom. I think he's a star. He's not a superstar. He's a
Yeah,
star. He's
he,
a
he, he
star.
he's not on the level of LeBron James, Curry, Luca,
correct.
Dame. He's not on that level, but he's still a critical component of a team.
Hmm.
Yep.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
to call him a superstar like LeBron James, no, I don't think he's on that level.
Nah, nah. He's not a super.
He's
He's not
not
a
a superstar.
superstar. He's not a superstar to me. He's a star. Like he'll give you consistency, but he's not one of the ones that if we're talking amongst casual fans and he's not one of the players that people are going to bring up and like, oh, well, what about him? No, I don't think so. Go ahead, Chris. I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Sergi.
What great thing about this? Jimmy Butler made his name on the defensive side of the ball with the Chicago Bulls. When Chicago needed scoring, he stepped up and elevated his game. That's how he got into the picture. When he went over to Minnesota, the expectations was that he was going to score, but
Hmm.
they got away from what he is, and he is a defender. And
Yeah.
you say that a lot of superstars are defenders. They're stars, absolutely. You give me every defensive player of the league, and I'll show you that there's more stars than there are superstars. But
Hmm.
Jimmy Butler is exactly what Miami needed. They needed that
Oh,
insert
absolutely.
of
I agree.
they needed a guy that can get gritty. That's why they got Iguodala over there right now. So I don't think that he is a superstar because that's putting him on the echelon of the KDs or LeBron. You're putting him up there, and I don't think he's done enough game-winning shots, playoff victories, um, carrying the team on your back. He hasn't done enough of that for me to give him that responsibility. Can he be that way? Sure. Does he need to be that way? No, he does not. His game doesn't allow it.
I agree. I agree. And I said that Jimmy Butler is top three to me is one of the best two-way players in the league with Kawhi and Klay Thompson. He's right up there. Um, I do think he's one of the top defenders. I call him a 3 and D player because I think he is. But do I think he's a
Okay.
superstar? Do I think he's a superstar? It's debatable, but me, I'm aired to the side that he's not. He's a star,
Yeah, and
borderline all star.
And
and
I'll throw this out there to you as well. Think about this, fellas and ladies. If you got, if you name three top defenders, Clay, Kawhi, and Jimmy Butler, I, on the scoring plateau on the offensive side of the ball, Jimmy Butler is number three. He's not even better
What?
than the other two guys you named offensively. So if
I
I
will.
can't,
Hey, look. I won't put him above Clay. We all know Clay can put the ball in the bucket, so I'm not putting him above Clay. Kawhi has improved his offensive side. On the offensive side of the ball, he's improved. So, yeah, I agree with you. I really do.
and the comment that Paul put up said that he led the league in game-winning shots last year. Hitting game-winning shots does not make you a superstar.
Exactly. It don't.
To me, that's not a superstar quality. Yeah, superstars can hit
well,
game-winning shots, but that's it's not solely based on that. Yeah, I mean, there's
no, not at all.
like comparing if you compare him to Curry, who the what public is gonna choose? They're gonna pick Curry because he's
Mhm.
entertaining. He's charismatic. He has everything in one. And then and if you ask what about Butler? Oh, he's too uh, straightforward or he's too aggressive
Well,
because they want
I
because to me a superstar they you would want the public to be with them, you know, to relate to them and be relatable. But then there's some players, and of course, that applies to other people too. There's some players that you can just look at and be like, no, I'm not gonna gel with them. I won't get along with them. Because I do that all the time. I can look at someone like, nope, that is one person I will not get along with. And there's something there that the people need to grasp onto. LeBron James, Curry, Clay, Kevin Durant, they all want to be like him. How many kids or other people say, "Man, I wish I was Jimmy Butler."
Yeah. And this
I
is a
gotta
super
get.
hot.
Ooh,
This is a super
ooh.
hot take right here.
Yeah, I said that's all I'm
I
about to
can't.
say. Ooh, I'm gonna
Hey,
answer.
look,
Ooh, ooh, bring it
Paul,
on
Paul.
down.
Paul. I know you pulling for Jimmy, and I rightfully so. But ain't no way I'm putting him over Clay. Ain't no
Yeah.
way. Ain't
Uh,
no way.
I'm gonna
I'm sorry.
read this.
I've
Uh,
seen, I've seen, I've seen Clay bring the Warriors from the depths of elimination and win games. So that whole Jimmy, don't get me wrong,
read that. Dre,
Jimmy
read
Butler
that.
is a good player, but I've seen Clay Thompson do work in a crucial game. I haven't seen Jimmy Butler do that yet at all. I haven't.
Read that comment though for Chris so he can see it.
Go ahead, Go ahead, Chris. Well,
Yeah,
not
No,
that
read
one.
it for him. Read it
yeah,
for him because he
Chris.
can't see it.
So Chris, Paul said Jimmy Butler is better than Clay. Clay can't carry a team.
Ooh, let me answer this one just real quick. I just
okay.
like
First of all,
we
can I
have we
fast track?
have yeah, I'll give you 2 seconds. Give me two
Go ahead,
seconds because you
Ladonna. Go ahead,
feeling like
Ladonna.
me.
Go
I
ahead,
have
Ladonna.
seen Clay just looking lights out, like he wasn't gonna do nothing to
Wow.
lights out on and carry a team when the other light skinned Curry couldn't hit nothing.
Right.
I have not. I'm not saying I don't like Jimmy. I like Jimmy Butler. I am a fan of his. But is he a
I love Jimmy.
superstar?
I love
Is he a
Jimmy.
superstar?
Absolutely
No.
not. No, he's not.
No. We've talked about this in football. Like, there's how many, like, the elites and the level and then mediocre and semi. We were talking about that joking around. Jimmy is up there is a is a superstar, but he's like not under. He's like under it. Like, he's really close to it.
He's a star. He's a
He's a
border. He's
star,
a
but no, I'm
borderline.
saying
He's
he's
a.
close. He
He's
can be.
close.
I give him close. Like, I give him close to the border. Like, he's right there. But not enough people know who he is. He doesn't have enough support system around him to even so he can make it further in the playoffs. And if he carried a team like you said he carried a team, he would have carried it like Charles Barkley, and they would have made it to the finals and lost.
Like I said, I've seen Clay Thompson. If
I
y'all look at it like this, Chris. Just look at what happened when they was down 3-1, Game 6, and Clay Thompson had to be Clay Thompson. I haven't seen Jimmy Butler do that yet. But go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, say what you're gonna
well,
say.
no, I mean, well, not even game six, it was game five, six, and seven. He showed up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the comment was, what did the person say in the chat again? I want to make sure I get it correct.
He said that he will put Jimmy over Clay because Clay can't carry a team.
Okay, all right. So that tells me that A, he watched too much hockey or baseball because he doesn't watch that. Because if he does, he would know that when it was time to carry the team in Chicago, when they needed somebody to carry him, there was a reason why Chicago went out and tried to get Carmelo. There was a reason why Jimmy Butler was on the way out after Thibodeau left because Thibodeau got the best out of Jimmy, but Jimmy could not carry Chicago any further than where he took him. There's also a reason why Clay, as bad as Steph is, Clay is the better shooter. There is a reason why Clay has the record of 3-point shots in the game. There's a reason why Clay carried the team game five, game six, game seven in the Western Conference Finals. Okay? Not just round one, the finals.
Hold,
There's a reason why when
hold on.
Clay went down in the finals, there's a reason why the Warriors couldn't do anything else. If Jimmy Butler went down right now for Miami, Miami would be fine because they play team games. That's Jimmy Butler's game. They don't need Jimmy Butler to give them 30. They need Clay to give the Warriors 25. There's a difference between need and want. And when you are needed and you deliver, you are a superstar. When you are wanted and you deliver, we appreciate your service, but that ain't what you're here for. You're here to add stability to the squad. That's why Philly fans are upset with the organization that they did not keep Jimmy Butler. There's a reason why Miami fans are loving him because he adds flair to the team. That's not a superstar trait. That's an all-star trait. So let's make sure we get that correct. I want to make sure I get that out. And I don't want to be yelling at your fans, bro, but my
Hey
man,
man, hey, hey,
No,
hey,
no,
hey,
no, no,
look,
because it
look,
keeps it gets
look, hey,
better,
everybody,
Chris. You're
look,
doing great.
everybody on my chat lines like keep preaching, bro. So
You're
I'm just
doing
letting you speak.
fine.
Keep speaking, bro. You
Keep
speaking the
fine.
facts. Go ahead,
But
keep
I
going.
want I want to talk about this,
I'm
Chris,
not
because
done.
Chris, hold on, so
I
you can
really am not
continue.
done. I'm, I'm, I'm not done. Again, if you talk about all stars and superstars, let's talk about Toronto um, when they had, God, he's over there in Toronto. When they had DeMar DeRozan and this bum ass point guard that they got right now, I can't stand him. Those two guys for a second, okay? How many? Let's just go. We're going out back. I know we're talking about Jimmy Butler, but let's make sure we separate and understand the difference between the two. Those two guys, they occupied the backcourt. They took Toronto to number one seed. They did everything for Toronto, and every time they ran against LeBron James, every time they got put out. Now, everybody was saying, "Oh, LeBron put everybody out." They put
Facts,
I get that.
facts,
Let's put facts
big
into the
facts.
conversation. Let's put facts into the conversation for a second. These two guys who were considered superstars by their fans or other fans, those superstars gave you less than 10 points on a consistent basis in playoff games. That's the difference between the want and the need. We needed them to deliver us 25 plus points in the backcourt. We needed them to be superstars to get us to the next level. We wanted them to be consistent. They could not do that. Therefore, they are all stars. Jimmy Butler is not required to give you 25 points. I'd be damned if he was. He is supposed to guard the best player. If it's not him, it's Iguodala. And if he doesn't do it, and they don't do it well, Miami doesn't win. Why did they struggle against Indianapolis? I mean, not Indiana, Indiana. Parts of this game in game one. Why? Because if they can't shoot, they don't win. And if they can't defend, they don't win. Now they did win game one, if I'm not mistaken. But,
Yeah, Miami won. They won. Yeah.
but defense is Jimmy Butler's MO. So it's nothing wrong with what we're saying. We're just simply saying that the requirements are different. and the expectations are different. Clay is required to give you the point and defend. Jimmy Butler is required to defend, and Jimmy Butler can get got. I ain't seen nobody get Clay. I ain't seen that at all. I've seen Clay hold it down on a lot of people. So let's let's make sure we
Hold
get
on,
this.
Chris. Hold on,
Go ahead,
Chris.
go
I'm
ahead,
gonna
go
read.
ahead, Ladonna.
I'm gonna read this. What else he's saying? He said, "Then why did the Warriors go get KD, and why are the Warriors trying to recruit Giannis?" Well, let me tell you a story. Because they don't have a big man. They
Let
don't
me
have a
That,
big.
let me
They
do this
didn't
real
have a
fast.
big
Let me do this
man.
real fast.
that has
Clay.
that Brian said has
Clay
nothing
is
to do with
not.
competition. We're comparing Jimmy. We're asking
No,
or
no,
we're answering, is Jimmy
let me
Butler
let
a
me answer that question.
superstar?
Let me
That
answer that
this
question.
that comment has nothing to do with that question and that we're
But let me
responding
let me
to.
answer that question though. Let me answer that question.
Go ahead.
Reason why they went and got KD is the same reason why if you are a business owner and the best person on the market to help you with your business becomes available, you go and get him. Why
Thank
not?
you.
Are you going to
Try to
tell me
tell you.
right now that if Kobe Bryant was a free agent, nobody was going to go? You're going to tell me that the rival San Antonio Spurs was not going to go make a bid for Kobe Bryant? You're going to tell me that the Bad Boy Pistons, if if Michael Jordan was available and they needed somebody of his caliber on that team, you're going to tell me they wasn't going to make a push? You would be a fool to not go after the best player on the market.
It's
That's just
not you. Okay,
oh,
sorry. Hold on, Chris.
Go ahead,
Hold on,
Ladonna. Go ahead,
Chris.
Ladonna.
Hold
Hold
on,
on, Chris.
Chris.
Hold on, Chris. Hold on. Go ahead, Ladonna.
Paul, it's not you need him, you want him. There's a difference between a need and a want. If you have five purses and you see another one over there that makes six, you don't need that purse, you want that purse. Just like you see a new car and you can afford it. You don't need that car. You want that car. And that's how it is when the top of player available, just like what Chris was saying, if that person is available and is willing to listen to your team's pitch,
And
go
then you gotta
for
look
it.
at and then you gotta look at it like this. The Warriors won 73 games without KD. So come on, like did they really need him?
They didn't really
But
needed him. It
but
was a
I did
want.
get but I did get mad. I did get mad when he signed with the Warriors. I didn't get mad. I didn't.
Dre,
You know.
stop that. It doesn't matter if he needed them or not. The best
Right.
player was available to free agents. Okay?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
He could have
Yeah.
gone where he wanted to. He chose the Warriors. The only reason why people are pissed off is because they're like, well, the Warriors put them out and he went to go join them. Man, stop all that mess, dude. I'm gonna if this, if I work for Ford, okay, if I work for Ford and BMW calls me and say, hey Chris, we hear that you on the market, we need you. Well, you know what? All right, it feels good to be needed because
Yeah.
like, they could
well,
work and coexist with those two guys, and they couldn't. So stop it. It ain't
well,
Jimmy Butler.
Paul, I disagree with you. Number one, Clay is a superstar, and number two, I will pick him over Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Facts. That's all I'm saying.
Let's
That's me.
let's move
And pretty
on.
much everybody else on my chat line says the same thing except you. So if you're willing to down that Jimmy Butler hill, go for it. Go for it. But the
Yeah.
consensus here amongst myself, LaDonna, Boom, and Chris, Clay Thompson. If we was playing a pickup game and we had to pick between Jimmy Butler and Clay Thompson, I think we all would pick Clay Thompson first.
Well, we fighting
Yeah,
over him. We
we
fighting
got
over him.
we got another caller. Hey,
We have
caller, what's
another.
your name?
It's a comparison of just like in football, people believe that Carson Wentz is that guy. I don't believe that. I got evidence of that. But at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler falls under that same bracket. So let's just make sure we good. Can I state my thing first?
What's your name, caller?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, caller.
It's um
Oh, it's
for
Paul.
one, a superstar controls five aspects of the game. Four of them really well: scoring, rebounding, assist, the pace of play, and defense. Clay can really do score and defense. Everything else, he's average or below average. Jimmy Butler can score. He's the best rebounder at his position. His assist rate is the second highest at his position behind LeBron. He is the pace of play, is top five in free throw rate this year, and he plays defense. So if you look at the PER numbers of all stars at the same position, or Chris Middleton and Brandon Ingram, he's better than them. So you can say he's better than an all-star. His PER rate is just below Kawhi Leonard and just below
So
LeBron
so my
James.
question so my question to you is this: if he has all of that, why hasn't he shown that he could be a leader and lead a team?
Has never been as high as Jimmy Butler has this year. And he's leading teams. He goes to bum teams and he leads them to the playoffs. And when he leads that specific team, they get worse. Every single team left.
So okay, so if that's the case, then why the Sixers still the play? Why did the Sixers make the playoffs then?
Get away with that. Marquette worse.
So
That,
why
that,
did the Sixers? So
that,
why did the Sixers make the playoffs?
So you said a superstar controls all five aspects of the game. Is Chris Paul? You said a superstar? What'd you say? Is Chris Paul a superstar?
We never said Chris Paul was a superstar. Now you starting to backtrack a little bit.
No. That was Chris who said it.
Yeah.
Chris is asking Paul.
On the way of being a superstar. Yes, most definitely. Okay.
No.
The stats that you just the stats that you I hear you. Can score, can read the ball. And you can throw the piece of the ball. You had your listen, my D. You had your moment. So let me just go ahead and rebut that real fast. Understand that the stats that you just picked out, you just said this year. We're talking about overall. You just said that Jimmy Butler left the squad and left it worse than the condition that he came into. If I'm not mistaken, Philly is still in the playoffs.
Philly's in the playoffs. Right, exactly. They're in the playoffs.
They're in the Eastern Conference. What was the record last year? Are they going to make?
They still made the playoffs, bro. So what's the difference between the records? They still made the playoffs.
We can talk. We can't talk together. We can sing together, but we can't talk together, my G. At the end of the day, please understand that Jimmy Butler, his whole role, his responsibility, what they asked Jimmy Butler to do is different than what people ask Klay Thompson to do. Klay Thompson is asked to demand the ball. I mean, not to demand the ball, to score at a high clip, also defend the best player on the court. Jimmy Butler right now for Miami is not asked to do that. He is asked to defend. He is asked to be a leader. He is asked to do a lot, but he is not asked, and the expectations of a superstar is not on Jimmy Butler's shoulders at all. And there's no disrespect to Jimmy Butler, because I'm not disrespecting him. If you told me to build a defensive team, he's on my squad. I love Jimmy Butler. But the question was, is he an all-star or a superstar? And a superstar is asked to deliver in ways that he has done in his past. Give me a time when Jimmy Butler carried Chicago, carried Minnesota, carried Philly, anywhere. And he was the sole reason why they won a playoff game, why they won a series, why they made it to the Eastern or Western Conference Finals. Unfortunately, you don't and you can't. And that's the difference between him and Klay. Klay is proven. He has done it. He's been there, done that, and he continues to do it. And if it wasn't for the fact he blew his leg out, we'd be talking about Game 7 against Toronto. So what are you talking about? Don't worry. But going back to your comment about Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Butler beats Miami in scoring, but but he's not asked for that though. So you understand that. He cannot carry a team the same way you're speaking of. He can score, yes.
Oh my God. Bro, you running in circles right now, man. We might as well move on to the next subject. You running in circles right now, man. Chris just explained to you what was going on, and you still running in circles, bro.
Please let talk.
Yeah. Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's go. Next subject.
I'm not. No. Russ, that's a different conversation.
Okay.
And Jimmy, no, because we're talking about Klay and Jimmy. So you just said that Klay didn't do it. Klay did do it. He did it in Game 5. He did it in Game 6 and Game 7. Games when his team was down 3-1. He was the reason why that team advanced. Some people say KD choked. Most people will say KD choked. But go ahead, continue. No, you can say that he choked all day, but again, we can also say that if it wasn't for their
are you saying
injury, Jimmy Butler would have won in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's all day. It's no pay bills, my dude.
And before you answer that question, did you just drop KD's name? We're talking about Clay Thompson.
Like I said, we need to move on because he's
Yeah.
running in circles. He's like
We're
Luther
talking
Vandross. You got me
In
going
circles,
in
in
circles.
circles,
Dun, dun, dun.
and around I go.
You know what?
Point, Paul, you're missing the point. They play the same position. They play the same position. They both are defenders, and they both.
You're the one who said that he's not on Clay's level.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up, G. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. We ain't going nowhere with this. We ain't going because he's constantly going around and around and around. We can tell about this online because it's already an hour in, and we talked about the NBA for a whole hour.
Over a whole
So
hour.
a
And
whole
we
hour. So
I
we
love it.
got a lot more stuff to talk about,
Right
and
there.
I'm gonna let Boom jump in because my section is pretty much it's talking about baseball, and I know Chris hates baseball, so we're not gonna talk about that. So we're gonna jump right into the NFL.
With all that.
So, Ladonna, what's the next subject we want to talk about as far as Cowboys? Boom, you want to talk about that or no?
Hey, Paul, thanks for calling in.
he had me rolling. I ain't gonna lie. I like Paul. Shout out to Paul, man.
Yeah, that was.
Die on that hill for Jimmy Butler, man. Fight that fight, bro. Fight that fight, man.
I'm just saying, I'd rather have somebody that passionate
Yes,
and
yes, Paul.
behind they stuff, and then the people that will talk crap, and then when you say this and that, they start going like really angry and you know what I'm saying, hostile with you. I'll take that any day.
Any day.
Back your opinion up. I'll
Die
take
on that
it.
hill, bro. Paul, no ill feelings, bro. Thanks for the debate. Hey, man, look, come back next week. I might let you have the whole 2 hours. You can talk about Jimmy Butler
Right?
all you want to.
Let me
All
get
you
my
want to.
popcorn. Let me get my
Yeah, you can
popcorn
talk about
ready.
Jimmy Butler all you want to. But we're gonna move on to some Cowboy news. The big news is that Gerald McCoy got hurt. The Cowboys did cut
Hold
him.
on, hold on, hold
Uh,
on. It's Boom. It's the Boom
oh yeah,
show.
go ahead, boom. My bad, my bad. Go ahead, boom. My bad. Sorry. I
Hey,
got a little passionate. My bad.
I know it's your show, but why you
It's
stepping
our
out?
it's our show. It's our
Why you
show. It
stepping
is our
out?
show.
You
It's
stepping
our
out.
show. It is our show. But go ahead, man. Go ahead, boom.
You want to talk about the Cowboys? Not talk about the Falcons?
And there's nothing to talk about the Falcons except
Yeah.
Todd Gurley. That's it. No, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's all you got. Go ahead.
So, like Dre said,
Damn, dog. You had to say my name like that though, bro.
I did. Like again, like Dre said,
Go ahead, man.
Gerald
You the
McCoy
man. You the
ruptured
man.
right tendon in his quad and is done for the season. Anyone that has played football, or sorry, not just football, any sport, you do not wish injury on any player. Does not matter if that person is playing for your rival. Does not matter if he's in a different sport, whatever. Does not matter. You don't wish injury on any person. So with that said, I wish him the best. I wish him. There was a report that came out that surgery went well, and along with that report, he was also really cut by the Cowboys. Now there was I guess it was in the contract, and he did say that he does hope that he will play for the Cowboys in 2021. So I wish him the best. I wish him a speedy recovery and come back bigger, better, and stronger. The next thing, Lyle Collins assumed this some time with undisclosed injury. McCarthy said it's not serious, but he's going to miss some time. That is the usual cryptic message on injury for a player, but it's something to keep an eye on because Lyle Collins, that's a big man missing from the offensive line. So we already lost one good guy. He retired after the end of last season. So we need to be healthy up front because for us to have any type of success running the ball, protecting the quarterback, we need a good strong line. So we also got Everson, didn't we? We signed Everson Green
Yep.
from the
Griffin. Everson Griffin.
Griffin from
Okay.
the Vikings. Now, I like that sign. The that he will give a push for D Law to be a better player because you
The
know,
mist.
yeah, the
Don't
myth.
get don't neither one of y'all.
I didn't
I
say it. He
will
said
hit.
it. He said
I
it. Not
know.
me.
I will hit both of y'all. Like,
Hey, I'll see y'all week 2. Make sure you got my bed ready for week 2 because I'm gonna
are
be
you
there.
coming week 2? Or are you coming week 4?
I don't know. It all depends. Maybe I'll come for nephew's birthday because
That's week
that's a big
4.
weekend. That's a big
That's
weekend.
every.
So yeah,
Yeah.
So so I like that signing though. I like the pickup, and I think that that pickup had a lot to do with that injury to McCoy because it was the same day where he got signed, right?
No,
Where
he
McCoy
actually
yeah,
got
got signed the day before.
was the day before.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
right the
Sad the
day
day before.
before.
Day
Yeah,
Okay,
the
before it
set.
happened.
so if it was the
Yeah.
day before, then that was clutch signing right there. Uh,
How
he,
does Griffin fit with what they want? I am hearing that they are changing up the plays. It's not just going to be what a 4-3. It's going to be they're going to play.
3-4.
Yeah.
But I like it because you can if you put him on the opposite side of D Law, and we need to. He's gonna be that person that's gonna interrupt that backfield, just like what Robert Quinn did the first half of the season, or sorry, the whole season when he was with us. He was getting back there. He was making the quarterback move up, or he was back there stopping the run. I think he'll be the same type of player that Robert Quinn was for us when he will stay with us. So I
Yeah.
think he's going to break the backfield. I mean, that's what we want. We want someone who can run. Because right now, other than Crawford, who's getting the sacks on the defensive line? It ain't the miss. Thank you. See, you're everyone's blank. So,
No, we picked up. We still have Poe that needs to be reinstated. We still have
but he wasn't there though. So again, who's there right now that can get to the quarterback? He
the
couldn't do it last season.
D Law. His
He
name is
couldn't do it last season.
Demarcus. His name is Demarcus Lawrence.
He couldn't do it last season.
Well,
His name is the mist. His
no,
name
it's
is the mist.
Demarcus
In the
His
Lawrence.
name is the mist.
16 games, he only got 5 sacks. No,
His name is the mist.
Yeah, I gonna catch. Yeah, that's 5 more sacks that your ass would have got. So anyway,
I'm not
I
even
expect.
saying
I
it.
hope. I hope he get more than me because I don't play football like that. So I hope he can get
I
5.
was talking to my husband. You just
Okay.
we know you can't even run that good,
Right.
so we ain't even worried about you.
First of all, Vic Beasley, who we cut, had 8. So I don't want to hear it. Okay, he
So
had 8.
I think so. How he's gonna fit in? I think he'll fit in really well.
Yeah. So,
Who-
Chris,
Is
I
there?
don't know if you if
We are not. Hold on. We are not going after the Cowboys. I doubt if we're going after Clowney, just because of money. Unless he comes down on that price, King Quest. Um, I don't think we're going to go after him because we are not really broke, but I don't know. I don't know how much money we have left after the last signing. So, but because we just freed up a whole bunch of money, we might have more. But right now, there's a reason why Clowney is a free agent. Besides, his price tag is way too high. He's way too fragile.
yeah. So, Chris, you still there?
no, he's not.
Oh, he left. Okay. All right. So, I mean,
So I mean that's just my opinion. I think he'll fit in well. I think he'll take that role of Robert Quinn. So that's my opinion. If y'all got something to say about that, go ahead and say it.
only thing I said was before McCoy got injured, I think that the Cowboys had on paper one of the best front sevens in the league
I,
because
I
I
don't really look at that anymore. The best thing on paper. Maybe you can say that with the 2013 Cowboys
well,
when
I know, I understand that, but it's just the fact that because Vander Esch is coming back, Jalen Smith is healthy. Who's y'all other linebacker that y'all have? Who's the other guy
the
that y'all had?
Hitchens.
Hitchens, and then you got McCoy, the Mist. Then you
Crawford,
signed Griffin. You got you got Griffin. Who was the other defensive end y'all had?
Crawford,
Crawford,
Crawford.
Crawford. So on paper, y'all had the potential to be a good front seven. So
and then
I looked
what's
at,
the position? Alden Smith,
and then all the Smiths, then all the Smiths. So I mean,
and then what's his name still needs to Poe
yeah,
Greg,
Post and Post there.
and
So I'm,
Poe needs to be reinstated, and Randall Gregory still needs to be reinstated.
yeah, but
so it's not your front seven that's the issue. It's your back end. It's your forward. It's your secondary. Your secondary has issues.
yep.
That's what we've been
So
saying.
And
We had
see,
so
Ha
I mean,
Ha,
and it goes hand in hand, right? If your front can't get the pressure on the quarterback, your back ain't gonna get burned all day.
yeah,
they're
So,
talking about moving. Anthony Wright stated they're talking about moving Crawford inside to McCoy's spot, which would make sense for him to do because a lot of players didn't want. I mean, a lot of fans wanted him gone. A lot of fans wanted Crawford gone just because of his, his injury bug kept him on the sideline for a very long. But I can see that helping Crawford's, you know, and I can see them actually helping both, but definitely more Crawford. What are you doing?
yeah.
yep,
So I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean, y'all had y'all got the front seven. So it's just other stuff y'all have to work on. So
yeah.
it
Okay,
looks good on paper. Your defense look good on paper, but like Boom said, you got to play to show me. So,
yep.
but go ahead, Boom.
Because showing but having anything on paper, that's just what, exactly what it is. It's on paper. Show
Hmm.
me that talent. Show me that talent that we have accumulated on the field, and how well do they play with each other. So
Right.
that's that. This next thing I want to talk about, and I got uh, one thing to say about it, and I'm gonna read out what it is. Okay, it's about the Washington football team. Y'all, you guys can weigh in, but I got let me for people that have been hiding under a rock. This is what's been going on with Washington football team. They hired a African American team president, Jason Wright, the first black team president, a Latino head coach. We knew that one, right? So we'll leave that one aside. The head coach, leave that one aside, but everything else, listen to it. Female senior VP for media, black senior VP for player development, and a female assistant coach. Now, with everything that's going on with the Washington football team, what does that sound like to you guys? To me, it sounds like a publicity stunt. They want to do everything right by everyone's eyes, just so they can gain some people back in the corner.
I
That's
will
just what
say
it was. They're like, hey, I'm glad that they did all those. They hired colored people, but it's all with with everything that's going on with social justice in the real world, right?
they hired the woman, of course, Riviera. I think and the V all of them before all that news came out with the skins and before the name change. The but then after, I'm not saying it's not a publicity stunt, but definitely the president, being hired.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't want to think it's a publicity stunt,
I don't want to
just
do that
because
too,
I
but
don't
I
want
mean,
us, I don't want our culture to be used as a publicity stunt. I want you to really, care for, care for us, and you really want us to
that,
have the job, and you
I,
really
I,
want us to succeed and move forward. But at the same time, it really feels like a publicity stunt because literally, like the president, he was hired after all this, and it's like, okay, now you want him to come in and clean up all y'all mess. Good luck.
yeah. So, I mean, with everything that they have done and everything that's been going on, that screams, publicity stunt. So, and Luscious saying, they say, oh, that's a publicity stunt. Boom, right there, right after that, because that makes thank you. That makes me feel like I'm not the only one that's thinking that. I don't. I hope it's not just for that reason. I hope they hired them based on their merit, but that. That has yet to be seen. But for right now, for what it is, it feels like a publicity stunt. What about you, Jay? What do you think?
Honestly, I'm all about the movement of our nation, the movement of our community, and I hope it's not a publicity stunt because we know how the NFL is. You know how hard it was to get a black NFL coach. I still don't believe that what's his name doesn't have a job yet. Eric Bieniemy, I don't know his name, the OC from Kansas City. I still don't believe he has a job, which he should have, especially over guys like I don't know if Sam's listening to me. The New York Giants coach never had any kind of coaching experience, and now he's the head coach of the New York Giants. Uh, Joe Judge, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So yeah. So honestly, I think it all falls back to the Rooney Rule, which I think has been a joke for years. I don't even know why the NFL implemented the Rooney Rule. It's a big, it's like it feels more like a consolation to tell to say other
The Rooney Rule is all that state says you have to interview other race. That's
African
all.
American coaches. So basically, the NFL teams do it and be like, okay, I interviewed this coach. It don't even have to be an actual NFL black coach. It could be somebody else. They can interview me and be like, okay, we check the box. We check the box. Let's go get the coach that we want so we can fulfill that. So that's why I think that it's a joke to me. So I hope it's not a publicity stunt, but if it is, then to me honestly, and this is just me saying this, it will further put a black eye on the NFL, which is what else can they have a black eye on? They're pretty much fucking up a lot of things. So, but we're
Yeah.
still gonna we're still gonna watch it though.
Now, if they get fired or let go or anything in 2 years,
Yeah.
we can really say yes, this was a publicity stunt because
I mean,
you hired them just because of the color. They have no merit or experience, and they weren't cleaning up your mess.
look at the guy that just got fired in Arizona, Steve Christie. They hired him. Had he was only there for a year, and they let him go. And then they picked up Cliff Kingsbury from Texas Tech. Man, never had a winning season at Texas Tech. Never won a major bowl game at Texas Tech. They made him the head coach.
Just because he Mahomes.
It wasn't just Mahomes.
It
What's
was
his name?
Mahomes. It was Baker Mayfield as well.
Uh huh.
So I always said it, and I say it time and time again. The Rooney Rule is a joke. So I hope, like I said, I hope it's not a publicity stunt. But if it is, this will further black the eye of the NFL. That's just my opinion.
Yep.
What does their D line remind you of? A team that we're going to beat. Ching ching.
But I will say this though. I will say this. I do want Chase Young to do well because I did want him to. I want the Falcons to draft him, but to me, he sounds like another Clowney to me, a boomer bust prospect. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Now, so the next thing is we stick with the Washington football team. We'll go with the player, quarterback Alex Smith. Y'all remember him when he got that devastating leg injury. I mean, that thing, he folded,
Absolutely.
his leg folded backwards.
Basically, what Joe Theismann got in 1986,
Hmm.
same exact
Same.
injury,
And
So
same
was it on the
injury.
same day?
I
yes,
don't know. Yeah,
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 probably.
it
Yeah,
was.
it
It
was
was
the
something
same.
creepy. It was like same
It
day,
was the same day. It
same
was the same
injury.
team.
yeah, yeah.
So now this is what the Alex Smith has gone through. He's gone through 17 surgeries since that time. 17 surgeries. He got sepsis. And it's like almost lost the leg because of it. But he pulled through. He was determined to get to where he can walk. Right, have both his legs, and he was cleared by the doctors, and he was activated from the PUP list, physically unable to perform list. Now, if you if you have not seen the video of his family celebrating when he walks out that door, when he's wearing that sleeve on that leg, did you see the way he was walking? You know how you walk when your leg is asleep? That's how he was walking.
I mean, I get it to him. I applaud that he's made a recovery back, but he's not ready to play football. He's not. He's not ready to play. He's not ready to
I
play.
don't think no, I don't think
I
he
don't
is.
think. I don't think he's ready. And everybody's talking about. And everybody's talking about he's going to start week one. Puppy
I
breaks.
don't think
He's
so.
not ready to play. He's not
I
ready to
don't.
play.
He's
But go
not,
ahead, boom.
and
He's not
I
ready
don't
to
think
Especially,
play.
so at all. I
especially
don't
right
think
now,
so.
if you're walking like your legs asleep, you ain't playing football.
Yeah,
You,
he's not ready.
you can do all the exercises you need on the field to show you got that mobility that you can still attempt to do it. But in a game, you are not doing that. You're not
Yeah.
running away from pressure. As soon as you see pressure, your head's gonna go. Oh, remember what happened last time to my leg? Just fall down. He's gonna take a 15-yard step, 20
The
yard step.
mental,
So,
the mental. Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. I agree.
how is mental gonna be coming back to play football from that injury? It's just he said, and I agree with just like K Styles. He don't need to play and risk it. I mean, you
I,
can say it's almost like with Jalen Smith, right? When he got the knee injury,
hmm
he had no feelings in his leg, and then after a whole year of rehabs and surgeries, he started to get feelings back, and he didn't get full feeling back until after the 2 years, 2 year mark.
So, so my question to you, Boom, is: do you ever see him playing football ever again? I don't think he's gonna play again. That's just my opinion.
Now I think he's going to be on the team because he's not going to walk away.
Oh,
I mean, you
yeah.
and I are willing to understand. We can't just walk away from something we've been doing all of our lives.
hmm
So I don't see him walking away. I do see him getting cut and no one else picking him up because of the injury.
I don't think he'll ever step foot on a football field again.
I don't think he will.
I don't think he'll ever. And like I said, I applaud him because, like I said, the injury that he suffered in that game was Joe Theismann like. And I applaud that
Who
he
did they also pick up?
they got Haskins.
No, no, but no, they took another. There's another guy there.
They traded for somebody. They
Yes.
traded for somebody.
Who did they trade for?
I
It
don't
was
know.
rocking.
I don't even know.
Mike, where's your useless
Somebody
information?
out there that knows who they
Brian.
trade for. Who did they trade for? But my personal opinion, I don't see Alex Smith walking on a football field again. I don't. That's just my opinion. I don't think he will. And it sucks for him because he's a high character guy. He does his job. He plays the game like it's meant to be played. But playing the game and having heart, but you don't have no skills,
Mhm.
not a lot of teams are gonna look at you. So that's just my opinion on that. I wish him
Alex,
well. I wish him well in his
Alex,
endeavors, but I don't see him playing
Kenny
again.
QB from
correct.
Haskins. No, it was
No,
It was
who
somebody they
went
traded
who
for.
Allen.
thank you, Kyle Allen. Thank
Kyle Allen.
you.
That's who it
Thank
was.
you,
Yes,
Anthony
Kyle Allen.
Rain. I knew they
Thank
got
you.
somebody.
Yep. It was
Thank
Kyle. It was
you.
Kyle Allen. Yes. So, but with that and Haskins, cause I do think that Haskins will be the quarterback for Washington. Um,
He won't
they already
finish.
they spent the first round draft pick on him. He will get his licks in. But I will not.
That that's a
But
different.
honestly, I don't see Alex Smith stepping foot on the field again.
I don't even know if Haskins will even be a starter because you got to remember Haskins was a different coach. That
Yeah,
isn't.
but I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, well, you know what? It all depends on what happens with the fallout in Washington with the whole
Mhm.
scandal and stuff like that. Because we don't even know if Dan Snyder's gonna have the team. They'll probably pull a Donald Sterling and be like, get him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, put him
But
out of
Ron
there.
Riviera is still going to be the man right now, so
But you
he's
know
going to
what?
need
But
a,
you know,
like an op-
honestly, I think River Ron will probably do. He'll probably try to mold him like Cam and try to do it like Cam. But we'll see.
I think he'll start. I think he'll start Allen just because he knows how Allen is.
Yeah, familiarity, as
Yeah.
you say.
Mhm.
So, but go ahead, Boom.
Niners. Next thing for football. Niners wide receiver Jalen Hurts fear to have suffered torn ACL. Again, it goes back to what I said with Gerald McCoy. Don't wish any injury on any player. This is their livelihood. They bring entertainment to us, and we watch them. We support them. Uh, hopefully, is it confirmed that he's torn ACL, or is that yet to be determined?
Who's that?
Uh, Jalen Hurd.
Uh, as far as I know, he has a torn ACL, and he's done for the season.
Yeah,
And
that's
their other player,
And
Debo Samuel,
Debo
is
Samuel be out. Debo Samuel be out until I think week 8 or 9.
yeah. So they
that,
just picked up Tavon Austin and
And they just
JJ
lost.
Nelson.
And they just lost their one of their best receivers, Emmanuel Sanders. He went to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a tough break. But
Who gonna throw
this is
it?
why this is why training camp is necessary. And we already know the corona has affected a lot of things, but this is why training camp is necessary because you need your players in shape. Injuries are unfortunate, but this is why you need training camp because you lose the key players on your team. I mean, the
yep.
Cowboys lost McCoy, the Niners lost Hurd. Uh, even with the
Samuel.
Falcons, I mean, even with the Falcons, Todd Gurley's limping right now. So I mean, you need training camp, and with the Corona going around, it's affecting a lot. So all we can do is just watch and see. That's all we can do.
Now all this all the wide receiver core basically just going on the drain for Niners. Do you see them going back to the Super Bowl?
Right now,
Yeah,
yes,
No.
you
I
do.
do. I
You
do.
go back to the Super Bowl
Just
with
with just solely on their defense, and they have a
Did y'all
strong
not
running
see
game.
that?
But
Get your
but
son and
I
nephew.
will say this. I will say this.
Get it.
They're not going to win. They're not going to win it
Get the other boy.
because it doesn't. Honestly, and I'm gonna say it like this: it doesn't matter who comes out the NFC as long as Mahomes is in Kansas City slinging that ball. I don't see nobody beating Kansas City. Kansas
the
City just went. They just went inside. They just signed. Uh, Kelsey just got a deal. Mahomes got his deal. They signed all their key pieces. I don't see nobody beating Kansas City.
yeah
I don't.
they are the team to beat right now, and they got everyone on their offense come back except for that lineman who was staying in Canada for to help out the coronavirus,
And he
which
wasn't
hats
right.
off.
He was right. He wasn't even the key component. I mean, he was a good player, but I mean, they're not going to really miss him. And I stand corrected. Todd Gurley is not limping. Thanks, Mike. You know, Principal Mike had to come and make sure that I said the right stuff. So
The kid
yeah,
for
How
United,
dare you be wrong?
yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong. Todd Gurley is not limping. So
How
okay.
dare you be, how dare you be wrong? You know he gonna
Hey
come
man,
on here.
that's why we have Principal Mike here to make sure that
Right?
we make sure we right. But it doesn't matter who come out the NFC. Nobody's beating Kansas City. Kansas City's they're the golden state of the NFL right now. Maybe Baltimore can give them a run. Everybody talks about Tampa Bay with Tom Brady, but I don't see nobody beating Kansas City. That's just my opinion.
you brought up Baltimore. Let me ask you a question. With so much high expectations of Lamar Jackson, is he going to fold under pressure, or do
No,
you, or do you
I
think
don't think so.
he'll excel?
No, because Matt Ryan went through it. Dak Prescott's going through it right now. Carson Wentz is going through it. He's not going to fold. And then if the story is true that the Ravens are trying to bring Dez Bryant in, that's another target for Lamar. So I
Hey,
mean,
and
I don't think he's going to fold, but he definitely has to start stepping up because the whispers and the murmurs, especially with Patrick Mahomes winning the Super Bowl, and they were all drafted together, even Deshaun Watson. The murmurs are going to get loud because let's face it, Lamar Jackson took the lead by storm last year, but the Tennessee Titans figured him out. But the Tennessee Titans also was a division opponent, so they played him twice already, so they knew what to look for. I don't think Lamar Jackson has any. Don't push the panic button on him yet, but it's gonna get loud if he blows another game. So, yeah, but I wouldn't say he's a choke artist yet because I mean Matt Ryan lost 4 straight playoff games before he took us to the Super Bowl. So I mean it
yeah,
happens sometimes.
but I mean, yeah, he's a young player. He's a starting quarterback for a very good franchise.
Hmm.
That much pressure coming down on him. I mean, I'm just the thing,
Absolutely.
just because he's a young player, can he handle all that? I understand he did
I,
great. I understand he did great last year, and I
mhm.
understand he what they did wasn't expected, right? So that's why they took his
Right.
play took the league by storm.
Hmm.
But now and there was not as high expectations as it is now because of what they know what he can do. Now they have higher expectations. Say, hey, now we want to see you go to the Super Bowl. You think they'll
Hmm.
get past Kansas City?
I don't think. You know what? I will say they're one of the teams that could beat Kansas City. That can give Kansas City a run. I still don't think they'll beat Kansas City, but like I said, I've seen strange things happen. But if there's one team out there that I think could beat Kansas City, yeah, it's Baltimore.
Because
And I think,
both teams have high power offense too, right? Because
oh yeah,
both of them can hit home runs. Because you got Tyreek Hill on Kansas City, and you got Hollywood Brown with Baltimore. Baltimore.
and the Ravens, and the Ravens might sign Dez, who could be a effective red zone target for Baltimore.
Yeah,
And they got Mark Andrews as well on that side of the ball. And the difference between the Chiefs and the Ravens have a better offense. Even though Tennessee kind of exposed it last year, the Ravens have a better offense than the Chiefs. The only thing with the Chiefs is they didn't really need a defense because they was putting up 40, 50 points every game they played.
yeah, it's true, but defense still has to be played at some point for teams
Absolutely,
to
absolutely.
win, especially the full Super Bowl, right?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I,
absolutely.
I understand the Niners. They were the play calling wasn't correct for them to keep the lead and turn the ball over and get three and outs and get the ball back to
Hmm.
the Chiefs, and that enabled them to come back and score.
Yeah.
But defense still has to be played at some point.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's the reason why. That's how the Titans beat the Ravens because they knew how to shut down Lamar Jackson, to shut down that offense that he possesses. Defense, defense still wins championships. Don't get me wrong. That's my mantra. Defense wins championships.
Mine too.
They win championships. I mean, yes, even though Kansas City won the Super Bowl last year, they still had to play defense to get the ball back. So yes, defense wins championships. Do I think Lamar Jackson has pressure on him to win this year? I don't think so. But the whispers will get louder, considering the fact that now, because Mahomes has won the Super Bowl. But then, if you think you can say the same about Deshaun Watson as well, he's another young quarterback that everybody's
But
got high praise for as well. So it's not just Lamar Jackson; it's anybody in the AFC right now that's looking up at the Chiefs right now.
with
That's
the Sean Washington, I don't think he can do it without Hopkins, and Hopkins is not there anymore. So
Well, yeah. Well, the Texans did. That was their first mistake, letting Hopkins go to Arizona for a pack of annihilators in the Super Nintendo. That was their first mistake. So I mean, if you trade away my favorite target and then you expect me to work with peanuts, I'm not Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the only person that could do that. So I mean, come
well, Tom
on, let's be
Brady
real.
and Belichick.
Right, Belichick. So I mean, Bill O'Brien to me is an idiot. I said it before. He's an idiot before doing that trade. He is an idiot. So I mean, right now. And even Joe Burrow coming in, the number one pick for Cincinnati. He's got a Baker Mayfield as well. Everybody's looking up to the Chiefs right now. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the man right now. He is. I know it, give respect to Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, everybody in the league, but Patrick Mahomes is that guy because he's won the Super Bowl
Hmm.
and the MVP. He did all that. He's not even 25 yet.
Yeah.
So
So
everybody.
going to the next thing, you touched on it a little bit. Des Bryant works out for Baltimore Ravens. Now, about Des Bryant, this is from a Cowboys fan. I saw watched him play here. Stop looking at me like that, Donna. Stop it,
Yes,
stop
yes,
it.
Karam. Don't make me send our son in there. That's all I'm gonna
When-
say.
Before
I said that.
before Des Bryant broke that index finger,
Yeah.
he was a beast. He was all hands catching the ball. But
Yeah.
after that, he was catching balls with his body. And then whenever a ball was laid out in front of him in his hands, he would wobble. So the, now, he could have he could have worked on it. Got that that touchback where he's catching balls with his hands instead of his body. But if he comes back to the player that he was when he was a beast here in Dallas, to the Baltimore Ravens, and comes out as a in a slot receiver, that's a deadly receiver combo for the Baltimore Ravens. So I hope
I
he
agree.
does. I hope he does well.
I agree. I think so.
He just needs to put that ego to the door because
You know,
the,
and on.
the game of the season when me and her watched, and I told her he needs to, and she said no, 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 and then she watched that game. The Cowboys and Seahawks. The
Mhm.
whole game, Dez was crying for the ball, and when he does get the ball, he fumbles the ball. I mean, you can't cry for the ball and give it
True.
away.
It has happened.
Yeah, yeah, I will, but I will say this, boo. Players like that want the ball. Now, what they do with it after, what they do with it after,
Man,
is neither here or there.
Yes.
But I'm with you. I'm with you.
but you have
You
to let
got, but you got to do something with it. Yeah, you got to do something with it. Yeah,
play, do the talking. You can't be sitting there
yeah.
crying. Because do you see Julio Jones crying for the ball?
Well,
Did you
Julio
see?
Jones is Julio Jones is Julio though. He's Julio though.
Answer the question. Do you see Julio Jones crying for the football?
No, no, no.
But
He's a
if
team.
you're the
I mean,
star of the
Hold
team,
on, hold
you
on, hold
shouldn't
on,
have to ask for the
hold on,
ball.
hold on. When
I'm
Calvin
not gonna. You know
Johnson,
what? I'm gonna let y'all talk. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna let y'all do it.
when Calvin Johnson was playing, but did he cry for the ball? No, they just went out and played. And when the ball was thrown to them, they made it happen.
Yeah.
So that's
I,
what they need to do. When the ball is thrown to you, make it happen. Don't
yeah.
cry for it. Don't force the ball no way.
How
That's
about
I
that's
your?
understand.
How about the quarterback throw to him?
Look,
How
look,
about that?
look. What? Can I just say something before y'all get into y'all boxing match? Boom, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But in hindsight, at that point, before y'all got Gallup and Cooper, Des Bryant was the best receiver on your team.
Thank you.
So if I got the best, if I got,
I don't
and I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I'm with you. I am with you 100%. But I know that I know what before Des Bryant got hurt. Des Bryant was to me was one of the top 5 receivers in the league before he got hurt. When he had the ankle problem and the index problem, he was a top 5 player. That man could catch. He was very physical. I remember the game against the Seahawks where he was killing Richard Sherman. He's
Hmm.
very physical. He's a when he got hurt, he was a shell of himself. I'm with you. So all I'm saying is that when you have a player of that caliber on your team, you got if he say he wants the ball as a quarterback, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Let me try to get him the ball at least.
know, but
But
you can't go off the game plan to just to be make him
yeah,
happy. You
and
can't
I
just
get
and then okay, now what if he's double covered? You still gonna force the ball to him? No.
well, as much as I
It's
hate
the
the
right,
Falcons do
sorry,
as
sorry.
much as I hate the Falcons doing
So
it,
as a
they've done it.
okay,
They've done it to Julio. They threw it to Julio still made a play. Am I upset? Would I be upset they threw double covers to Julio? Yeah, but if Julio made a play, okay, yeah, cool.
yeah, you
Uh, yeah,
but because he made the play, you're letting it go. If he didn't
yeah.
make the play and got picked off,
Oh yeah,
then
of course I'll be upset. Yeah, I'll be
so
upset. But
but you
I'm not the one making I'm not the one calling the plays.
feed him the
But
ball.
I'm not the one calling the plays though. But I'm just saying that Dez was the best receiver that y'all had on y'all team. I mean, yeah, everybody talks about Jason Wynn, but everybody knows Jason Wynn is the chain mover. He's the chain mover.
The chain mover, he would run 2 yards before the chains, man. So it'll be a
Yeah,
fourth down and two.
yeah.
So no, he was
So, but I will say this, and everybody say you
was he a
don't go out, you
black
don't.
Prescott? Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, even when he said you don't go out your game plan, but you know what? When you got a special player like that, sometimes you have to.
Look, there are times where you like say it's 0-0,
Yeah,
and it's 8 minutes left in the first quarter. But am I gonna take that shot? Yeah, it's early in the game. We can correct it if something bad.
yeah.
We can correct it. But if it's late in the game and the receiver is still crying for the ball, no, it's too late in the game. We can't afford to make that mistake. And then
Yeah.
you do get that ball that late in the game, you can't turn it over.
Like I said, boom. I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm just looking at it from my hindsight that, especially when you say it's late in the game, I'm looking if, as a quarterback. I'm looking for the matchups. If my star player is crying for the ball, I'm gonna at least look his way. Now,
Yeah,
if he's double covered or triple covered, okay, I'm gonna look somewhere else. But I'm gonna let him know, like, look, I saw you. I saw you. We gonna try to get you eventually. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Dez reminded me of what T.O. was. T.O. was the same way, but T.O. cried for the ball too. But he's one of the top three receivers of all time. So I mean, I'm not saying Dez is T.O., but T.O. was the same
and,
way.
but see, to me, I like those the quiet types. Like the Louis Jones, the Calvin Johnson, the
Yeah,
Jerry Rice, because
I agree.
you don't cry for the ball, then you get the ball and it turn over.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you just be
Like I
smart.
said,
You follow the game plan. You be smart about what's going on in the game. So with that, that I mean, you're saying just
I
just
agree. I agree with you. You can't
with
turn if you're a star player, you can't turn the ball over. You got to make a play. So
the game on the
if you can't make
line.
a play, yeah, yeah,
With the game on the line, you can't go away from your game plan in that situation just to feed him the ball to get him happy. No.
He should have been
yeah.
in the game plan to the begin with.
Well,
That's all I'm
well, go ahead.
saying.
Look, well, I understand, but what you're saying, you put him in the game plan, cool. But sometimes if your star player is crying for the ball and he knows he can beat his man, just listen. That's all. If you don't throw the ball to him, hey, that's your thing. That's your thing. But I've seen where Julio was dominating his cornerback, and Matt didn't throw the ball. And I'm like, dude, why? I know you're trying to share the ball, but Julio's beating this man off the ball. Like, come
See,
on.
the difference is your team will come back and say, hey, look at this play and look at his route. It's coming back.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
team
yeah.
will be like, let's just get 1 yard.
Well, I mean, y'all got Zeke back there, so I mean, Zeke got to get his touches too. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
hindsight's 2020.
yeah, he'll get his touches.
Yeah, he'll get his touch.
Now,
But
but, there's,
but go ahead, boom. Go ahead, boom.
now coming back to receivers,
Mm-hmm.
there was a Bleacher Report or something that came out and said that Mike McCarthy says that Mark Gallup is the number one receiver in his opinion. You think he's better than Amari Cooper?
Ladonna, you want to get on that?
As of late, I will say, as of last year, he was probably more consistent when thrown to. Um, Amari did have a lot of drops last year. I'm not gonna say I agree with the statement because I love Amari, but if you're looking at stats wise, percentage wise, think I really think by percentage wise, like how many completions percentage, I think he had number one. Like he has like the yards. Um, so that's why I really think because even McCarthy said he didn't know too much about him, but he looked at his numbers and he looked at everything and he thinks he's number one. I feel like I'm the greatest cook in the world and I'm number one. So you can feel like somebody's number one. That doesn't mean they're number one.
So what do y'all think about this comment, boom and Ladonna? What y'all think about
Again,
that comment right there?
the reason why I'm shaking my head goes back to what you said earlier about we got the best defense on paper or we got the best. That's just on paper again.
Mm-hmm.
Prove it to me. So
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Wright, I don't agree with that statement. Yes, we do have a good core, but that's just on paper. I can care less what's on paper. I want to know results. I want to see that. I go based off of what I see. Everyone can look at a paper. I can make the best computer specs on paper. Does not mean I can make it. Does not
All
mean
I
it's going
know
to be.
is wait, I can't
Does
wait
not
for
mean it's going
week
to be
two
good
either.
for Dre. It's not going to be good for you. It's going to be for anyone. Maybe the
Yeah.
best for me, but being anything good on paper, that's exactly what it is. It's good on paper. Until you
Yeah.
can show me the results of it, I don't have to talk about that until I see what happens. That's it.
uh, yeah, that's true. So,
Week
but
two, hate week. We're waiting for it too.
I might have to do double or nothing on the singing thing. So,
Yeah, you already did double and nothing on the singing thing. What are you talking about? We already did that.
I didn't know that yet. So,
Yeah,
I
yes
got
you
I got to
did.
write that down. I got to write that down.
Yeah, I have to pick out two songs for you to sing
And
if
if
we
the
win.
Falcons win, I don't have to sing no songs. So,
Exactly.
all right. But go ahead, Boomer. You got anything else you want to add to your thing before we
No,
move on?
That's it for NFL.
Okay,
Now,
so
Okay,
there's one more NFL. There's one
go
more
ahead.
NFL. There is a young player that was, please look up his name that I posted about Seattle. Young rookie from Oklahoma. I think he's from Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. He was a walk on.
Oh, the trying to
That
get some
snuck.
snatch, trying to get some snatch.
Yes, yeah, yeah. That snuck his a girl in his room, in his hotel room. And the thing about it, the funny thing about it is, it's not so much, he snuck her in. He tried to put her in a uniform.
He was trying to get some of that wop.
Yeah, he was trying. He tried. Hopefully, you're trying to sneak her in a uniform, and I hope she's not as big as a NFL player. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
All I
But
know is Ladonna. Was that I saw the picture of the girl. Is that actually her, or was that just a joke?
I haven't seen a picture of the girl. I only
They
saw the
put
picture
they
of.
put the picture. It was on Facebook and Twitter, so I need you to
I
verify
have to
that was
go
her.
find. I'll go find.
Because if it is, he messed up. But
Yeah.
yeah, go Ladonna. You see this?
Oh
I
yeah,
won't be
he's
singing.
singing. Oh yeah,
I won't be
he's
singing.
going.
So
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
hey,
Ooh,
look, you already
that's
see
one of
Bird
them.
game. Hey, you
That's
already
already
see
one of
Bird
them.
game. Look, you already see a Bird game. So we gonna win.
That's yeah.
But
Okay.
uh,
Um.
go ahead. We
Yeah.
gonna go next one. I know this is what you want to talk about before we leave.
Which one? Because there's both of them I want to talk about.
Well, we're gonna talk about this one because that was very significant.
Woohoo!
Uh, I don't
Let's
really
talk
have
about
nothing to add.
O'Malley. Let's talk about O'Malley first, because that one hurt. And like, I think that one hurt more than the other one, just because DC, we knew he was retiring, but O'Malley, that's you know, you know what, brother-in-law.
That's my
We was.
brother-in-law.
I know
Shout,
it. I know. I know.
appreciate it. See, every time my brother-in-law comes on, I gotta show him love, man. So
I know. I know.
hey,
Die,
Byron, man.
Eagles,
If you ain't doing
die.
that, man. If you ain't doing that, Byron, I might have to come on. Y'all could do like a rivalry thing. You and LaDonna could do a
And I can
trash
just,
talking.
I'll just hang up on him. Beep.
Hey, Mike, I'm with you, Mike. Please tell me it's not her. I hope it's not because when I
Yeah,
saw the picture, I was like,
Mike,
no.
send it to me. Mike, send
Somebody
it
send
to
the picture
me.
because I saw the picture. I
Somebody
was like,
send it to me,
ain't
and I'll
no.
find out.
I was like, ain't no way in hell. So,
Ain't no
but
way.
appreciate it, Byron, man, checking in. I know you working hard, man. So it was good seeing you and the family and
I'm glad
everything, man.
somebody
So
he works hard, not like you that hardly
I go
works.
back to work tomorrow. What you talking about?
I'm
I go
just
back to work
saying, you just
tomorrow.
because you go back to work, we know you are hardly working. But
I go
anyway,
back to anyway. Talk about you. Talk about
no,
Shane
but you
O'Malley.
50
See,
Shane
anyway,
O'Malley. I don't think he was going to lose. I really didn't think he was going to lose. But that injury, if you've ever did that to your ankle, like stepped on your foot like that, how he,
playing
I,
football. Yeah, coming down,
yeah,
trying to catch a ball, and you come down on somebody else. Yeah.
yeah, ill, ill, ill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. I think that one hurt more. Just because, like I said, DC and the DC type, like we knew someone was gonna come out the end, but we knew DC was retiring
Yeah. Well,
regardless.
I wanted DC to win, but me and Chick had a game plan. But the only thing I want to say is, what would have happened if he didn't get poked like that? Because I think DC, I think the fight was pretty even until that poke, and then it shifted the whole fight. But I think before that fight, I think before that it was pretty even.
Yeah,
I wanted DC to pull it out. I didn't really follow him that much. The only reason why I started following him because, he fought my man John Jones and stuff like that. But I went back and started doing research on him. He's probably one of the greatest combat sports athletes out there. So much respect to him. So I mean, it was a great career. I wish he did go out on top, but it doesn't take away anything that he did for the sport. So my
exactly.
hats
I
off to
agree.
him. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna miss him. He is one of my favorites. Besides, John Jones and everything else. We'll talk about John Jones in a minute, because
Hmm.
that's other news.
Big news. Big
Yeah,
news.
that's
Big
other.
news. I'm ready. I'm
Yeah,
ready. I'm like Birdman. I'm
yeah,
rubbing my hands. I'm like
yeah.
Birdman. I'm ready.
But yeah, DC, just thank you for everything. Like I don't like um the way it ended, like you said, it was even. But I think that the eye poke definitely made a game change.
Oh yeah,
Stipe
definitely
didn't
did.
think that he thought he hit him. He thought it was a clean hit, but then he said when he watched, went back over and watched it, he was like, yeah. So, but yeah, yeah. So like I said, I'm ready to talk about this John Jones because man,
I'm ready.
yeah, just
I'm
go,
ready.
just okay. So if you don't follow his Twitter or basically his Twitter, if you don't follow his Twitter, the first tweet was he was on the phone with Dana and they're talking about contract money. Um, and then the next week you got, well, it's official. I'm relinquishing my lightweight title belt. What? And I'm just going to be a fan. A lot of people think it's a publicity stunt for him to go to heavyweight, but I know he's been arguing about this situation, um, about this money situation for a minute. Um, so yeah. Oh no, that's what you snuck in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh
Lord
no!
Jesus,
See,
I
see,
saw it.
see,
I saw it. My
see,
bad. And seeing, my bad. My bad. Anyway,
see.
um,
See, I wouldn't even see. Just waste it. See, if it was me personally, if I'm gonna get cut, I'm gonna bring in somebody like Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion. So I mean, I ain't bringing in nothing like that. Ladonna, if you could put the picture up, if you could see, put the picture up,
mm,
cause that was terrible, terrible. Like,
terrible.
bruh, like, come on, man.
My
Like,
St. Louis side came out for a second.
that ain't no way, ain't no way. Like, no. Well,
Oh,
somebody,
that
well,
ain't it. That ain't it. Okay,
somebody
good.
said they
Thank
ain't it. So
God.
all right, thank God it's not.
Thank
So.
God. Okay, so going back to the conversation at hand. Like I said,
Well, I want
how do
him
you
to.
feel?
I honestly, I want him to move up. I want him to fight those. I want him to fight Mia Chick, and I want him to fight Nagaku. I want him to fight Derek Lewis. I want him to fight those guys because I think I think that John Jones is probably one of the most gifted fighters in there. He just can't get out of his own way. He can't.
Yeah.
He can't. The only person that has beaten John Jones, two people has beaten John Jones, him and that white girl. And I ain't talking about the one that dude tried to sneak in the room. It was the
Christina
white
Christina
girl.
Aguilera.
Yeah, that white girl. So I mean, I want him to move up. I mean, I know he said he wanted to take. I know he said he wanted to take off, and I think him and Dana are having issues. But Dana has issues with all his fighters. So I mean, I would love for him to come back, but he needs to get his life together. If he does come back and move up to heavyweight, I'll pay more attention. Like I said, he's one of the most gifted fighters in UFC history. He really is. Like he doesn't. That man, that man hasn't lost. I mean, he made DC cry. So I mean,
Yeah.
so. And then speaking of which, September 26th, your nephew's birthday weekend. We got to watch that fight.
Hold on,
So
your nephew. Hold on, your
my nephew,
nephew.
my nephew, my nephew, not your nephew, my nephew.
It
My
is one of
bad.
my nephews. Actually, technically, it is one of my nephews.
Tariq's birthday,
What's
we
Rick's
gotta make
birthday?
sure to catch because that fight
Yeah,
between the style bender and what's his name, Costco, I don't know what his name is.
yeah.
That's gonna be good.
That fight, and then
That's
the
gonna be good.
Charlos are fighting that, and Charlo brothers are fighting that night,
Hmm.
and college SEC football starts that night.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
starts
So
that day.
definitely. So,
Yeah.
but other than that, I don't have nothing else to say about it. Yes, I agree with you, cuz he is the best ever to me.
Yes, he
That
is.
man has a loss to fight. So, but with that being said, if there's nothing else about UFC, we can move on to MLB. I don't really have to say anything except my Braves are they're up and down right
You
now.
saw you're number one in your division.
We are, but we lost. But Acuna and Albies are both on the IL, so I'm kind of
Yeah, but
heartbroken.
Albius's injury is worse than Acuna's. So,
Exactly. But
but
both of them are
who
sitting down.
saved the
So
day last night? I'm just gonna
who's
sit here.
who saved the day last night? I don't know what you're talking about.
Who saved the
Melina.
day for the Braves last night?
I didn't watch. I was in the
I'm
air,
just
so I
saying,
was.
if you see me smiling
The Cardinals?
and he's a Brave,
Oh,
Dansby
Dansby. Oh, you talk
Swanson.
about Dansby. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, I saw that.
he saved the day last night. I was so excited. I was like,
He did.
"Yay,
He did.
Dansby!"
He did.
Um,
I didn't watch, but I did catch the highlights. I mean, my Braves are doing good, but do I expect this? I mean, I know Mike's probably going to jump on me about this, but I don't see the Braves making it to the World Series. We got too many injuries, and we lost our star pitcher, so I don't see us making it to the World Series. So that's just my opinion. If they do, then I'll just eat crow like I always do. So
yeah, like my Cardinals, I'm excited that my
yeah,
Cardinals are back. I have not watched them since end of July. It's been a long, painful 2 weeks. Um, and then as the last time I was on here, I talked about how Yachty caught the virus, and I was heartbroken. I was hurt. Well, guess what? Guess who's back? Back again. Yachty's back. Tell a friend. Yes, I'm excited because Yachty's back. Carlos Martinez is back. Sosa, who's another player. Paul DeYoung. So basically, all of our starters that were out with the COVID just got cleared today
yeah,
and
for real.
yesterday to come back. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep. Even Mike said it. It's impossible without Soroka. Yeah, we lost our ace, so it's impossible if the Braves gonna make a run. Now, I've seen stranger things, but like I said, I know with the world how the playoffs go and the World Series go, you gotta have strong pitching to make it. And right now, the Braves don't have that. We got the bats, but we ain't got the pitching. So so but that's all I gotta say about MLB. If you want to move on to the next one.
MLB. What else is going on in MLB?
Oh, can y'all lay off Tatis for hitting that grand slam, please?
Thank
Lay
you.
off of him.
Thank
Lay off of
you.
him.
And it's
Please lay
not
off of
even
him.
and I want to say this because people, I've been going in and back and forth about it, and a lot of people agree that, back him and back the players. Young man, if you ever happen to listen to this or you ever happen to see any of my tweets, I'm a fan of your father, but I'm a fan of you too because you're bringing back fans that were teeter tottering. You're bringing the younger fans in that were still trying to learn baseball and they don't know if they love baseball. Do not. The only thing that you did wrong was apologize for being you. You apologize for seeing a swing that was you saw a ball, a 3-0. Yes, is it told? Is it a written rule? You don't swing at a 3-0 pitch. Probably so, but guess what? If you throw down the middle and it looks like a hittable ball,
Hit the ball.
hit the ball.
Hit the
There's
ball.
nothing. No, just do what you got to do. Do what you do is best for you, and that's the only thing you did wrong was apologizing for doing it. There is no rule, there is no law, there is nothing that says that you shouldn't have done what you have did.
Exactly. And the
And
crazy thing about
shame
it, and the crazy
and
thing about it is the manager that got mad. He didn't remember last year when they beat the Orioles 30-3, and
30
he
to
wasn't talking about
3.
30-3. And the crazy thing about it is they're jumping on him so hard, but they let the Astros slide by, breaking the cardinal rule in baseball. But nothing. But he's getting more trouble for hitting that grand slam than the Astros did for doing what they did. It's pure
and
BS. Pure
like I
BS.
said, shame on any coach. Shame on any coach
That's right, nephew.
for
Say it. Tell him it's
yeah,
BS.
yeah, for any coach to throw any player under the bus. I was mad at the Houston coach for saying the ignorant stuff that he said
He
in that
shouldn't have.
fight.
He should have
That's why he
said
got 20
nothing.
games. That's why he
He
has
shouldn't have
20
said
games.
nothing.
You say something
Nothing.
about my mom? I'm sorry. We swinging.
Nothing.
We're throwing hands.
He shouldn't have said nothing. And the fact of the
But
matter is, he get more punished than them.
yeah,
It was the same way with the Braves when Acuna first came in the league, and he was playing so good. And the only problem they had with him because he wore his hat a certain way. Like, come
yeah.
on, like It's 2020. Like they don't play the game like they did back in 1965, where they no. It's a whole new league. Even with the, I'm an old head in the NBA. There's certain things I want to see in the NBA, but I know it's changing because people like my son and Tyreek and people that's growing up now, they want to see the modern stuff. So I mean, come on, the
I
times have changed.
there's a lady that I argued with because she asked about Yachty's tattoos, and I said one of them is his initials, and it's a symbol for his music company that he
Right.
bought. And she's like, "Well, I heard it was a gang tattoo." Well, in PR, he bought a, this in PR, but she had to let us know that her husband was Puerto Rican. I just wanted everybody to know this, but before I go on, she had to let everybody know that her husband was Puerto Rican or half Puerto Rican. So I'm putting, in the comments like, yeah, he bought this, music company and PR. He's doing, he helps out a lot, blah 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 blah. She asked me what PR was, and that's when I knew she was lying, and she probably read that offline. Don't come at me for one with Yachty. Two, don't come at me.
that was the first
That was
mistake trying to
that
come for
was the
Yachty.
first
That was the first
mistake
mistake.
coming at Yachty. But two was coming, asking, and you're telling me you had to throw it out there that your husband was Puerto Rican, but then when I post in the comments that PR this and something about PR, not public relations, but he bought something in PR, and you had to ask. That's when I knew your husband is not anything Puerto Rican, or if he is, he does not know his Puerto Rican side whatsoever.
People always find something to claim. Like I said, I hit him up on Twitter. I was like, man, keep playing your game, man. People gonna complain to complain.
Mhm.
They
I
are. And then on top of that, what if they came back? What if the Rangers came back and won? Then what? Because I seen teams come back and win games, and then they'll be like, "Oh, he should have hit the ball." Then, like, shut up. Like, come on.
exactly. It was a dang if you do, dang if you don't. I want to say the other part because my son is right here. Um,
The
but
BS, man.
yeah, but it's definitely full of BS. All
Yeah.
the S's, as Phil would say, all the
Fuck,
S's.
fuckery, as they call it, fuckery. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But I don't have anything to say unless you want to jump on the NHL real quick. I don't know about
No.
NHL, so you can run through that real
Well,
quick.
my
Or if not, we
only NHL news is that my Blues have gave me a heart attack, but they came back, and we're tied 2-2. The series is tied
then
2-2.
ain't your goalies out with a shoulder problem?
No, that's one of our players, not our goalie. He's just
Okay,
a wing guy. So I'll just leave it at that
okay.
because you wouldn't know if I said his position. You'd be like,
Exactly. I'll be like, what?
so let's
Hey,
just.
look. I stopped following hockey when Atlanta lost their team, so I don't even watch it no more. So,
Yeah.
but
So, but other than that, I don't have any. I don't
oh, we
have
do have one
anything.
thing. Boom, kind of touched on a little bit. So, anybody out there, if you know 15 people, go ahead and let them hit that subscribe button. We only 200 subscribes away from SPN, so I want to drop that real
15,
quick.
yeah, 200.
15. So, tell your
15 for
folks,
two. Tell your friend to tell a
tell your
friend.
friends, tell your cousins, tell your grandma. Cause like I said, we got some big things coming up. I know Luscious Shane's got a big show coming up this Thursday. So if you are a fan of music, you might want to tune in. But just tune in every day. You see what happened with us? We had a plan, and the plan deviated from the other plan, and we came right back. So you might want to tune in. So, but with that being said, we about to do with our partner shots to get up out of here. Because I'm looking at the clock, and I know Principal Mike got his paddle
Principal,
telling us we went over.
don't he? It's his fault. I blame him. This is
Yep.
his fault that we
Principal
started
Mike
late.
has his paddle out because we are over 2 hours, and I know he's got his paddle out telling us we need to hurry up. So, with that being said, whoever wants to go first, we can go ahead
I'll
and
go
wrap this
real
up.
quick.
So, go ahead, LD.
I'll go real quick. I read something about Jerry Jones the other day about his quietness that has been when it comes to NFL players from his team calling him out personally. McCoy was one of those players that called him out. Several other players have called him out because of his quietness. He finally came out this week and has said his stance. Um, his stance. he doesn't know where his stance is when it comes to players taking a knee or not. Um, but the article was really good, and I really liked it just due to the fact that they were talking about has the NFL moved on away from away from Jerry Jones mindset. And I will say majority of the NFL owners, even though they might not express it, they know times are changing. I wish we had an owner that had the mindset of blank, your Falcons owner, because
AB. Shout
you
out to
know,
AB.
yeah, I wish. But at the same time, Jerry, I talk to I try to talk to you every time I get a chance to on this thing, and I know you never hear me, but as a fan, um, if you just happen to listen to this, just happen to listen to this, please remember if your black players decided to sit out, you won't have a team.
Yeah.
You do not have enough white players on your team to back this up. So please believe if your black players decided let us do what we want to do, when it comes to national anthem stance, or if not, we're all sitting out. Not saying that will happen, but just remember who is the majority of your team.
Yeah.
That's all I ask because a lot of people forget that. Well, and I think Jerry kind of forgets that, even though he's loyal to, a lot of his players and he's very loyal still to Dez. Um, but Jerry Jones not to be in the media the past over 100 days is not typical Jerry Jones behavior. And it's either I think Steven told him to shut the hell up and just ride this one out, or I think he's starting to realize things are changing and he needs to start looking, he needs to start changing, changing what he does.
Mhm. Mhm.
But, that's all I got.
Yeah. Boom.
I don't have anything except just be kind to one another. That's it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Be
you
kind
can
to your
say,
wife.
I am nice to you.
Oh man.
Be,
Well,
be kind to one another. Just
I,
you can BS around with your friends. You know, you can BS, but don't take it personal. All right,
yeah.
don't be Michael Jordan taking everything personal and gotta end them. Don't don't be like that. Just
Yeah.
be kind to another. Just be you. So
Be aggressive. Be aggressive. So,
I'm
but I don't have anything to say. The only thing I have to say is that we had a couple changes in our network. People have come, people have gone. But we're still going strong. And the only thing I have to say is that if you feel that you have the chops and the talent to come on here and do what we do, hit us up, man. Talk to Maggie and Mike. Uh, but I will say this: don't come half stepping because I may think you're good, but everybody else might think you're trash. So I'm the kindest one out the bunch. I'm just letting you know that right now. So, but with that being said,
I think that's Phil. I think that's actually Phil.
well,
I'm
but
No, out of us three bunch or out of the whole people because
the whole
the
group,
whole network, then it's
the whole
Phil.
network is
It's Phil. It's got to
Phil
be
has
Phil.
yeah, well, yeah,
It's
Phil,
got to be Phil.
me and
but
Phil are the nicest people. Oh
nah,
no,
you
you
have your
have a
moments,
rest
bro.
you
You
have
have your
a
moments, bro.
you have a resting
hey,
bitch
don't
face,
provoke the
babe.
bear. Keep poking the bear, you might.
but
You don't even
no,
have to poke the bear. You could just look like you're ready to kill somebody
Hey,
just
me
because.
looking like that and talking is two different things.
But in all seriousness, if you really want to come on and you want to jump on this network because this network is taking off, we got some great new show. We got some shows. We got Red Cup Rants. We got Lush Exchange. We got Red Cup Rants 2. So we got plenty of spots if you
And
want to
then
jump in and fill in. Go ahead, Donna. I
we
know I
forgot
probably
like
missed
the
some stuff,
most
but go ahead.
important show. Gosh, the
What
chain
show is that?
reaction with Boom.
Well, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I said that last week and I got cussed out because you said y'all didn't know if y'all was gonna do the show or not.
No, I said we were trying to see if we were having a football season or not. We're not saying we weren't going to do the show or not. It was all because of,
Okay. Well,
it,
there
it
it
was
is
it
right
was
there.
all because of football season. Do we have a football season? Yeah.
Right. Well, there it is right there. If you want to be part of the network, contact Mad Mike, Maggie, and LD. If you want to, you know.
And,
But
and take my advice, just reach out to Maggie or LaDonna. No, don't even bother with that Mike.
then
He
don't
will,
talk to Mad Mike. Mad Mike hates
he
everybody, so
will,
you
he
know.
will, he will cuss you out just for asking to be part of the show.
Matter of fact, he
Don't
about
let
to
it
go.
be
He,
a Falcons. Don't let it be a Falcons and it be a shitty show. He gonna let you know in
he gonna let you know.
two
Matter of fact, he gonna
seconds.
jump. He gonna jump on us for going over 10 minutes, over 2 hours. So he gonna jump
Oh
on
no,
us.
because remember he came on. He had to talk about
Oh
his
yeah, that's right.
accomplishments. So
Oh
we're on
yeah.
time. We're on time.
But no, in all serious, man, if y'all want to, bring it, show us some film, show us what you can do, and audition. It's gonna be an audition. It's not gonna be one of those. Oh, you're my homeboy. I'm gonna put you on. You got to bring it because all of us here, we take it very seriously. So if you gonna come correct. So that's all I got to say. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it up one more time. If you want to come, just hit up Mad Mike, Maggie, or Ladonna. Hit us up at Strictly Prohibited Network. Hit like and subscribe. We are 15 subs away from 200. We got some great shows lined up, so just tune in, man. Ride the ride. And with that being said, I don't got nothing else to say. We'll see you guys next week. All right.